good, chat? Welcome to another show. Chat, today we are going to be talking about Elon Musk, all right? And guys, it doesn't, unless you've been sleeping under a rock, okay, you have to know who this man is, all right? Now, some people, when it comes to Elon Musk, they're views on who this guy is. Some people think he's a genius, billionaire, Tony Stark. Other people think he's a scammer. I'm on the latter side. I'm actually believing that this guy is an actual scammer, and it's honestly it's worse than Bernie Madoff. Okay, because this guy has managed to fool a whole generation of not only just young men, all right, but just people in general that he's some kind of genius, and B, this guy actually knows how to keep a promise, right? Because he actually doesn't. Most of the time, if you have paid attention to all of Elon Musk's promises, it just never have come true. None of it has actually happened, right? There's been multiple ones. Like, what is the main one he was doing that everyone seemingly forgot about? The Hyperloop, right? Now, for those of you guys who don't know, back in the day, Elon was touting this Hyperloop thing, and for those of you guys who don't know, a Hyperloop is basically this vacuum sealed tunnel with a little basically a train-like thing going through it, and it's supposed to be faster theoretically. Now, here's the thing: the reason why it's theoretical because it's impossible to build. It's not only do we not have the technology for it, but if we somehow are able to accomplish this Hyperloop, okay, people will die. Like, it'd be incredibly unstable. Like, just one puncture within the hull of that's housing that entire vacuum sealed Hyperloop cabin, it's done. Everybody in there's dead. They're getting blown to pieces, right? So he's tried to build it by hosting these different what do you call it, college competitions where these university nerds come together and then they try to build these things, right? Now, if these guys had a brain, they'd realize that, yeah, this Hyperloop idea doesn't make any sense. And I don't know if we can actually bring that to market. Is that something we can do? No. So it turns out that after spending money and wasting a shit ton of time, it wasn't done. And Elon Musk was allowed to basically just slip by underneath the surface, and no one ever really held him accountable to those Hyperloop. Now, here's where it starts to get a little bit deviating with his promises, because some of his promises have been getting a little wild, right? Especially with the Teslas itself. Now, here's the thing with Elon Musk. He somehow tries to I don't know how he does it, but he somehow takes something that already exists and then makes it 10 times more complicated and more expensive, right? So, for instance, with the Hyperloop we were just talking about, you could just use a train, bro. Just get in the train. I know it's not super fancy, but it's cheap and people can afford the tickets, right? And the same thing with these electric cars and how expensive they've been, right? Now, here's the main thing that Tesla's getting in trouble for right now, especially with the 2023 quarterly earnings that just came out. It's these FSD. You guys got to understand what that means. It's full self-driving vehicles. Now, Tesla has been promising that for a long minute now. He's basically been saying that we will have full self-driving vehicles by, I think what did he say? Was it 2019? He said we're going to do that, or he said we're going to have it by 2019. Or was it 2020, right? I remember he said by 2020, we were going to have fully self-driving vehicles. We don't. We just have Teslas. Now, for those guys who don't own a Tesla, you might think that it's like this super fancy car that, you know, it can drive for you, and it's got this autopilot that works very well. It's basically a glorified, what do you call it, a glorified cruise control, all right, that can do the little lane assist and all that. It's nothing really special. It's actually far off from this fully autonomous car, self-driving car that can just go around driving on its own for miles on end without supervision or anything like that. It's not even true. Matter of fact, the Teslas they have right now, they warn people to pay attention and not flip up the autopilot and go to sleep, because they're idiots, of course, out there. They just say, oh yeah, Elon is smart and a genius. Okay, so why don't I just turn on the autopilot and just let my car drive down the road? And there's been tons of accidents with these things, okay? Tons of accidents. So he promised, I think it was by 2020, that we were supposed to get the we're supposed to get the self-driving fully self-driving vehicles. Well, apparently that's not possible. He's actually moved it to 2023, or no, it was 2014 where he did it, and he moved it to 2023. right? He said it back in 2014, and he said we'd have it by then, and then it's 2023 now. We're getting we don't have any of that. We don't have any of the self-driving vehicles out there. Matter of fact, we just we just have Teslas, and they're subpar at best. They're way up. They're even like, what is it? Is it BMW or Audis who are coming out with really good cars that are catching up with Tesla? I mean, they're not the only game in town anymore, which I find ridiculous, right? So the other thing is the Cybertrucks that he has going on, which is a big deal. Now, again, remember I told you guys, Elon has a habit of taking the most simplest thing and overcomplicating it. Just like the Tesla cars, he's doing the same thing with the Cybertruck, okay? So he's made this mass promises that we would have Tesla trucks on the road by now. All right, we're supposed to have the trucks ready to go, fully in production and ready to rock. Matter of fact, here's where it gets very devious and scammy, because he took $50,000 pre-order deposits for those trucks that aren't even in production yet, and it has come time, right? So he basically, what basically is centered around this 2023 report right now is that he admitted it's over for us, bro. It's over for us. And what really hit us the hardest was these Tesla trucks. And why? Because he basically made these things, he tried to make them indestructible. Let me show you all a video real quick. Hold up, let me show you guys a video. Y'all remember that one show he did where he basically pulled up on stage with this Tesla to show how indestructible it was, right? So watch this.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, maybe that was a little too hard. Should we try? Sorry? It didn't go through. So that's a plus side. Let's try the right.
That's not a plus side. Trust me, that is not a plus side.
Try that one, really? Okay. Sure.
Oh, man.
It didn't go through. All right. Not bad. The room for improvement.
Sure?
Yeah. Oh my.
There it is. So basically, let me tell you why this is a bad idea and why these trucks are horrible, right? Again, you took a basic idea like a simple truck, right? When we think of trucks, we think of Ford, we think of Chevrolet, we think of I don't know who else makes trucks aside from them too. Toyotas, right? Toyotas are pretty good, right? So you think of those homegrown, brands that we know and we trust, right? And Elon Musk says, you know what? How can I take this truck idea and make it 10 times worse? And this is basically it right now. He thinks he could basically manufacture trucks better than truck manufacturers that are doing it right now, like Ford and Chevy and GM and some of these other guys, right? And essentially the way he thought, the ingenious idea he thought to make this truck 10 times better was to make it a cold roll stainless steel alloy, material. That's what he made this truck out of, right? Now, here's where the problem is, because anybody who's ever designed a car before, you would know that a lot of the cars that are designed right now are actually designed to break apart, right? They're designed to crash pretty easily because, again, it's supposed to protect you. Because if the car is basically nothing but hard steel, stainless steel, okay, and you can't, it's pretty much a fort. Well, guess what happens when you impact something that, let's say, a light post or a brick wall? All that energy is going into your body. He's basically making it less likely that you're gonna walk away from an accident, right? Because here's the thing: in his genius mind, this guy thinks, well, look at these cars today. Cars of today are so weak. I can make it stronger. I can make cars of today very much better, okay? And the way I can make it better is by making it indestructible. Hey, by doing that, buddy, all right, you're basically creating a coffin for your passengers, okay? Here's the thing. The fact that the windows can't shatter. Okay, let's say that, the notorious problem that Teslas are known for certainly happens in this truck right here, right? They catch on fire, which Teslas are known to do. Those batteries are just known to poof, and before you know it, your car's on fire. You don't know why. And typically when your car goes on fire, it locks you in because the computers are shut down. Everything's shut down. Nothing's working anymore. All right. So you're basically trapped in your car. Now, imagine being trapped in a truck that stops working and then the battery sets on fire. Oh, by the way, it's cold rolled aluminum steel and the glass is damn near indestructible. How do you think it can get out of there? I'll wait. You just let me know. Unless you're James Bond or the Incredible Hulk, you're trapped in that car. You're not gonna be alive. The fact that they're like, is there regulations like putting some kind of thought process, or not thought process, what do you call it? Some kind of check and balances on what this guy is doing? Because again, this is a bad idea. And then don't even get me started on the obvious, the design. Okay, now when we look at modern trucks of today are designed to be, useful, right? They're useful and practical, and not only just practical, but economical as well, right? So meaning you're designed to get the most fuel economy, that way it can carry the most payload, and just really be efficient and not too much of a burden, right? And you see that throughout, because you know how like most cars now start to assume the same body style, no matter what brand it is, they all kind of look similar at this point. There's a reason why that is, right? It's because other companies see designs that are successful and then they kind of mimic that. Elon looks at it and says, you know what? No, I have to be different. Like changing Twitter to X.com, I have to go ahead and ruin this. Okay. So what does he do? He creates this zero res freaking thing that, okay, if somebody wanted to move a couch, how would they do this? Like, what if I wanted to move a couch? How would I do that? Like, what do you do with this? What are you like? You can't do anything with this. This is impractical. It's a design that just simply doesn't work. It's not economical. So even people who are used to buying trucks, okay, they're just not gonna do it. Now, here's another thing. Trucks enough are expensive in today's market, right? If you go to your local dealership, a Ford F-150, let's say a 2019 or a 2020 or 2022, that's going to run you about anywhere from $50,000 to about $90,000. Oh, yeah. Like, they not, yo, and we talking about not even getting to some of these new ones, right? I'm talking about like these pre-owned or certified pre-owns or whatnot, or these leased vehicles. Like I'm telling you, they're very, very expensive. It's a tough market right now. So think about this. Do you think this truck is going to be not only created, but produced at the price where individuals like, the average Joe, meanwhile, knowing fully well that trucks on today's market, it's pretty tough for the average Joe to pick one up. Do you think this truck would be affordable for the everyday man? No. But this man already took $50,000 deposits for these trucks, and they're not in production. So in comes Q3 reports, and he's basically talking about, yeah, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot with this Tesla truck idea, man. Who would have known making our cars out of cold roll aluminum steel would be quite expensive? I don't know if we can afford these guys. I don't know if we can afford this. Now, some of you guys might be thinking, Duke, come on now. Come on, Duke, okay? It's a Tesla truck. The drivability, okay? The usefulness. It's Elon Musk we're talking about, okay? He makes rockets. Yeah, that's right. He's going to take us to Mars by 2026, all right? He makes rockets. Of course, he can figure out a truck. I mean, and the truck that he's created, okay, although it looks kind of weird, like a weird pixelated game, okay, it still has the drivability of any truck out there. Oh, yeah? Oh, really? Okay, how about this video that was found of a Tesla truck that can't get over a curb?
We're going to drive it up on top of that.
What is this?
Oh, baby, get up that curb.
What is this?
Drive over the bushes.
What is it? Yo!
There we go.
Look,
Cybertruck.
Come on. Stop. Hey, for those of y'all that dropped $50,000 for this truck, okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You got scammed, bro. It's not even in production yet. It's not in production. Yo, where did your money go? That's the real question you have to ask. And here's the thing. Elon Musk is known for playing shady games with all these shady promises because he's been generating orders for these things, okay? And none of those promises has come to pass. He's basically been scamming his own followers, and I don't even know why they still fall for this bullshit. I don't know if they see him as this like this new age Tony Stark, like the real life Tony Stark. I don't know. But these guys, and these are seemingly smart people, they can't see through the fact that this guy, he can't design anything. He's not even, I don't even think he's a real engineer or genius. Okay. I don't think he's any of that. I just think he's just some normal guy who just figured out a way to lie to the top, lie and scheme to the top, and now he's scheming other people. Think about this. You took $50,000. Imagine if you paid $50K for a down payment on a truck, and this is the best it could do.
Oh, baby, get up that curb.
Yo!
Drive over the bushes.
Drive over the bushes. They have, look at, they got to put down ramps. Chat, they gotta put down ramps for the truck to get over. Yo, how is this even gonna handle off-road? Think about this. Think about it. You're a serious person, all right? Your friend orders you to, asks you to move, right? Help him move. And you got this Tesla truck. And you got to go, off-road because you got to take the country and whatnot. Do you think this truck can handle it? If it can't even handle a city curb, a simple city curb, like, hell, I run over curbs by accident. Like, I do that by accident, bro. They're trying to do this and they can't make it work. Like, I'm sorry. You got to take that money back and you're not going to see that money again. And matter of fact, the fact that the truck's not even in production, it's going to take even more years to come before the people who ordered their Tesla trucks years ago will even start to get it. And by that time, you're probably going to have to pay more money, to be honest with you, because in all likelihood, that $50K you put in pre-orders was probably burnt up doing something else. I don't know, paying the debts that he decided to take out to buy Twitter and change it to X.com like it was some brilliant idea. Like, this guy is stupid. Like, let's keep watching, bro. Look at this.
There we go. Cybertruck off-roading. First time off-roading. Check that bad boy out. Woo!
Look at this. Chat, look at this.
Get up there, Cybertruck.
Listen to these nerds. Hold the freaking French toast door. Hold up. Listen to these nerds. Oh, Joshua Wall. Shout out to you for the $5 super chat. He says, I like the show. Finally caught it live. Shout out to you, Joshua. Welcome to the show. He says, I'll give you a little bit of my OnlyFans money. Not too much, though. Shout out to you. Bro, I appreciate the OnlyFans cash, okay? It's OnlyFans money well spent. At least you know we don't feature other OnlyFans girls here, so your money is not going towards that. I mean, shout out to you. Francois Goro with the $5 super chat. Francois says, cars made by Legos are better quality than a Cybertruck. Facts, bro. You see how they're like trying to encourage this? Oh, come on, get over the hill. Oh my God, they did it. Oh, wow. It's like, what? I paid $50,000 for that? Like, yo, my dad's 2001 Ford F-150 can do that. And the sides are rusted. What the hell? Like, I'm telling you, it's just a poor build and an utter waste of money. More deep with the $5 super chat. Shout out to you. He says, Tesla's truck, not only a truck that looks like a coffin, it also serves as a hearse. I get it. It says, get one and delete yourself today. Oh, shit. Bro, these things are metal coffins. Let's continue. Look at this. Look how they're encouraging this. And pay attention to how it barely can move over the terrain of grass.
That is so cool. I mean, look at that. They had to bring up that little wooden ramp over for the Cybertruck to be able to drive up there. Like, that's kind of wimpy.
That's fucking hilarious. He said that's kind of wimpy. I feel like they got to bring out ramps. Facts. Okay, what it just shows you is, first of all, the trucks were supposed to be in production months ago. All right, they were supposed to be ready and on the streets now. Okay, that was part of his empty promises that he made. Okay, but you need ramps at this point to get over a curb, and even then he can't drive. You know what else Elon then went on to say after these little tests and whatnot? He says he's ready for the Baja trail, right? And which is basically this trail where a bunch of these trucks that are souped up with like good suspensions drive through at like really, really high rates of speed. Matter of fact, let me just show you guys an example of what that looks like. I want you to look at the suspensions. Look how hard these suspensions are working, right? Okay, so Elon says his Cybertrucks are ready for this. And he actually dropped a video of that happening. And here's what that looked like. Let's play the video.
All right. We are coming to you live from Baja California, sir, in Mexico. As with anything on a live stream, success is uncertain, but excitement guaranteed. So bear with us if we have some technical difficulties. We are shooting this from Starlink. And
hey, that's a awfully safe driving, bro. Well, hold up. This compared to this,
we'll do our best. So we're down here in Mexico. We've got 2 release candidates from Cybertruck doing off-road durability testing because we really wanted to see firsthand how these trucks handled one of the most challenging routes in the world. These 2 trucks are straight out of the factory, except for some special race seats we've got installed. As you can see, we're getting jostled around pretty hard. We've got 5-point harnesses for our safety, but otherwise this is off the factory floor. We've obviously also attached a Starlink mobility unit, and that's what we're using for this live stream.
Yo, Elon, that don't look like this, bro. that don't look like this, bro. I don't know. I don't think this truck is ready, bro. I don't like the roads are too safe.
Their reactions and conversations were priceless. It was really humbling to have such a great reception. Everyone's excitement really helped us push through. It was a pretty tough week-long trip, long days, early hours, late nights.
We're like, listen to this, right? And you know, it's crazy because again, this is part of the long list of promises this idiot has been making and has not been coming to pass, right? One of them was when he said he was going to build a a high-speed traffic area where you can it was a tunnel, right, where it's like almost like underground and it's like automatic and it takes you in this little cart. It takes your Tesla car within the Tesla cart and it zooms you at high rates of speed underneath the tunnel. It's called I think it was like the Vegas loop. The Vegas loop. That's what he called it, right? Kind of like the Hyperloop, but like for Tesla cars, right? So the animations, let me show you the 3D animations. The 3D animations he made for that, it made it look like it was like legit, right? So you see a car pulls up to this little thing right over
by building a massive network of underground tunnels spanning entire cities.
Right.
Passengers can drive their car onto an elevator platform the size of a parking space and descend underground before zooming away.
It is
Boring, even teased concept videos of transport pods designed to ferry up to 16 people at speeds of 100.
Oh, by the way, we're supposed to have our automated taxi by 2024. So I'm still waiting on that.
50 miles an hour. We were promised rides from downtown LA to LAX in 8 minutes, all for just $1. But building a massive tunnel system has its challenges. The 12-foot wide tunnel has to be dug out inch by inch with a tunnel boring machine, essentially a massive drill.
You know what they ended up building? They just built a tunnel where cars drive at even slower rates of speed.
It's
Look
fun
at this.
and a bit different.
Look
But
at
is
this.
really going to
Look
revolutionise
at this,
transport?
dog.
The
Where
Boeing
are the
company
carts?
had announced projects in LA and Baltimore and Washington.
Where are the
However, these
carts?
projects appear to have disappeared from the company's website. Las Vegas,
They
however,
got it.
does
They
have
took
plans
it
to work
down.
with the
There are no carts. It's just you get in the tunnel and you drive. Talk about a death trap, bro. Talk about a death trap, bro. Where are the carts? Where are the carts, Elon? You just making all these promises and nothing. You wasting taxpayer money. You're wasting people who order the stuff. You're wasting all of their cash, okay? And you're not delivering anything. So again, all these broken promises and lies, bro. You're getting ready for jail time. That's what's gonna happen. I would be surprised if you don't see some legitimate jail time soon, especially if people start really complaining about these empty promises not coming true, because he has a knack to do that. So without further ado, shout out to Common Sense Skeptic, by the way. All right. Shout out to you, because Common Sense Skeptic dropped a video basically breaking down this whole Q3 report, and we're about to react to it right now. All right. And shout out to Common Sense for hitting 100,000 subscribers. All right. So shout out to you. Let's go ahead and get this video going, because it is just ridiculous, dude. This guy thinks that he can just manipulate people for this long and get away with it, right? He actually thinks he can get away with it, and people are not going to be the wiser. Guess what, Elon? People are waking up because their Tesla cars are not showing up. Their promises are not being kept,
not
bro.
under monitor test
All right, let's get with it.
conditions. No, this is all done on public roads, using the general public as unknowing and largely unwilling guinea pigs. An autonomous system that, by Tesla's own legal admission, we're going to go over the highlights of ramblings from the Mumble King and try to cut it down into something easier to listen to, because he was especially incoherent at times on this call. We'll cut out the stammering, the pregnant pauses, and the verbal trip overs until we get to something that doesn't make you want to pry out your own eardrums with a chopstick. But if you're a masochist, feel free to listen to the entire thing on your own on the Tesla channel. Something interesting to note here is that 3 days after this was released, only 67,000 views versus the 2.45 million subscribers to the channel. So very few people bothered tuning in for this at all.
That's facts. More people found Common Sense videos more valuable than Elon Musk's actual video and channel. That's crazy to me.
The YouTube feed from the official Tesla channel was dead air for several minutes after the intro music ended, so we'll pick it up from where Musk is first heard talking about the new factories and room for improvement. Then he's right into the robotaxi vaporware, talking autopilot and AI.
Regarding autopilot and AI, our vehicle's now driven over 500 million miles with full self-driving beta, and that number is growing rapidly.
500 million miles on FSD beta. Keep in mind, none of that is on a closed course.
Now, FSD again, chat, is full self-driving vehicles, okay? That's not true. He's lying about this.
And not under monitor test conditions. No, this is all done on public roads, using the general public as unknowing and largely unwilling guinea pigs. An autonomous system that, by Tesla's own legal admission, is never going to exceed level 2 autonomy. Yet people routinely record themselves doing things in their car that Musk himself has done in demonstration videos that can easily result in serious harm or death.
We recently completed a 10,000 GPU cluster of H100s. We think probably bringing it into operation faster than anyone's ever brought that much compute per unit time into production, since training is the fundamental limiting factor on progress with full self-driving and vehicle autonomy.
Musk says they recently completed a 10,000 unit cluster of H100s, these off-the-shelf NVIDIA units that anybody can buy for $30K a pop. And he claims Tesla completed this task faster than anybody on the planet ever before. As we know, Musk has a habit of making these type of absolute claims. He makes a lot of them during this call. The biggest in the world, the fastest, the bestest. But all you should be hearing when Musk makes a claim like this is this nonsense babble from TED Talk 2022.
At this point, I think I know more about manufacturing than anyone currently alive on Earth.
Listen, when it comes to making...
Whoa, hold up. What did he say? Hold up. Whoa.
22.
Whoa.
At this point, I think I know more about manufacturing than anyone currently alive on Earth.
I know he did not just say that. Meanwhile, knowing fully well he made a truck that can't even go past the curb. What?
They're going to drive it up on top of that.
Come on.
Oh, baby, get up that curb. Drive over the bushes.
No!
There we go. Cybertruck off-roading.
Oh,
First time off-roading. Check that bad boy out. Woo!
look at that! Wait! Talk about Elon. What did you say?
More about manufacturing than anyone currently alive on Earth.
Listen,
Hold on, Chad. Hold on. He did not just say that. Hold up.
Drive
Hold
over
up.
the bushes.
Hold on.
There we go. Cybertruck off-roading. First time off-roading. Check that bad boy out.
Yeah, no, he did not. Oh my God.
At this point, I think I know more about manufacturing than anyone currently alive on Earth.
Oh, you're a scammer. Oh, you're a scammer, bro. Yo, what the fuck? How? What? No. What gives you the right to say that, dog? Come on. And people buy this bullshit. Dog. You built a truck, wasted people's money, and it can't drive over a curb. Oh, this is the guy that replatformed Tate, all right, and renamed Twitter X.com, and just thinks that's just the greatest idea in the world. Oh my goodness, dog. Let's continue. I just had to laugh at that. That was, I know more about manufacturing than anybody else in the world. Hey, what about the guy who built a truck like a Ford F-150 that can drive over a curb? Or whoever built my car and it could drive over a curb by accident. Like, this is crazy. He said that.
listen, when it comes to making such a claim, it doesn't impress anybody who still possesses critical thinking ability. In fact, it should
Apparently, that's not even common anymore.
automatically raise flags and doubt in that person.
Yeah,
If someone walks into a room and
manufacturer.
feels the need to announce, I am the smartest person here, that statement should carry no weight at all. It's most likely bullshit, but even if it's true, it's braggadocious behavior from someone that you really should avoid.
Enough! You are all of you beneath me. I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by
Puny God.
Bro, wait, yo, hold up. What happened to this Hulk? What happened to this Hulk, Marvel? What's wrong with y'all? Can we bring this Hulk back? Because like I don't like what I'm seeing with the other one. All right, this Professor Hulk, whatever we seeing, I don't like it. All right, I want this one over here. I want the puny God Hulk. Look at this. This is hilarious. Yo, bring him back.
Puny God.
Yo.
Such a claim only carries weight when it's made by someone else that you know and trust. If a friend of yours says, see that guy? He's one of the smartest people I've ever met. That carries far more weight than the same person in question announcing his superior intelligence to the room. And there's a really good reason why fewer third parties are making that claim on Musk's behalf. The claim is that training is the fundamental limiting factor on FSD and full autonomy. Now, that being said, as we have noted before on many occasions, while Musk pretends that Tesla is some sort of leader in the autonomous vehicle sector, the harsh reality is that they find themselves in a similar position with autonomy as they do with their vehicle initial quality surveys on JD Powers. They trail the pack, and not by a little. Tesla is consistently found at the bottom of the card for both IQS and autonomous software innovation.
Bro, their freaking autonomous software is equivalent to a robo lawnmower, right? Or a Roomba in your a robo vacuum cleaner, okay? Where it can like navigate and know where obstacles are and then vacuum or mow around it. It's the same. That's the best that he's able to do with his Tesla, and it's 10 times more expensive than just buying a car. So, like, I mean, just make it make sense.
Time for some more FSD doublespeak.
We're also seeing significant promise with FSD version 12. This is the end-to-end AI where it's photon count in, controls out, compressing reality into a very small set of outputs. which is actually kind of how humans work. The vast majority of human data input is optics from our eyes. And so we are, like the car, photons in, controls out, with neural nets in the middle. It's very interesting to think about that.
Some deep thought there, Mr. Genius. What that means is that, best case scenario, if you can ever work out the bugs, FSD will only ever be able to mimic what humans do behind the wheel using only their eyes. But we don't just use our eyes when we're driving. We use our ears, which can alert us to screeching brakes or vehicles in a blind spot, or hearing things like rail crossings and emergency vehicle sirens. You know, the types of vehicle your cars are notorious for hitting while they're stationary. We use our sense of touch to alert us to things like road conditions. When it's rainy or icy, we can feel the slip in the tires. We can react to a gust of wind appropriately. And even going back to our vision, we have the ability to instantly judge depth perception, where cameras require processing of signal to take their best guess as to where an object is in space in relation to them. Tesla refers to this 3D processing as vector space. The radar Musk removed from the system, like the LiDAR he refused to use because that's what...
What? He's not... Oh my god, dude. Why? Why? Oh my god.
Everyone else was using, is the best solution for judging distance to vehicles and other objects, especially
which doesn't make any sense. LiDAR is all automated stuff like this. LiDAR is almost always leading the pack in this. All right, so it's funny how this genius decided, hey, you know what? How about we could do without it? And you think you're gonna have self-driving, fully automated vehicles on the road by 2024? Or how? When did he say that? Was it 2020? I don't know. I thought it was this year, right? We're supposed to have it this year. Like, this is crazy. No, he said we're supposed to have robo-taxis by 2020. I'm sorry, I got it wrong. I gave him way too much time, right? We're supposed to have fully automated robo-taxis by 2020. You can get your own taxi, make money off of it. I can get my own taxi, make money off of it, right? If everyone buys their own Tesla taxis, I mean, who's left to take the ride? Like, I mean, these empty promises, bruh. The fact that you're not incorporating LiDAR sensors in your technology, if you want to even call it that, it's actually just crazy to me. You calling yourself a genius?
And the ultrasonic suite was another layer of protection, increasing the ability of the car to sense its environment. Other autonomous driving developers know the importance of having that sensor array.
Yeah. This I thought Mercedes, hold up, I thought Mercedes, they had one similar to this, right? I don't know if it was one of these, I think it was Mercedes or BMW, I think it was one of that. But when they're talking about self-driving cars, they have these ginormous LiDAR sensors on their freaking cars, right? And that's what helps it do its automated stuff, right? You can even go on YouTube and see videos of grandpas driving around the course, and it's just a car doing it by itself, right? So there are companies who are far ahead than what Tesla's doing. And Tesla says it's a good idea not to have this piece on his vehicles at all, which is crazy to me.
Autonomous driving developers know the importance of having that sensor array. But since Musk does not share that philosophy, we've got no faith in FSD advancing any further on pure vision, and would prefer to see this bug-laden software removed from the public sphere altogether. The NHTSA has been more than negligent for far too long in their duties to keep motorists safe from avoidable accidents at the hands of Tesla software.
We will continue to invest significantly in AI development, as this is really the massive game changer. I mean, success in this regard in the long term, I think, has the potential to make Tesla the most valuable company in the world by far. If you have fully autonomous cars at scale and fully autonomous humanoid robots that are truly useful, it's not clear what the limit is.
Now, it has to be said, we already know FSD is miles behind the leaders in vehicle autonomy, and we know that Musk's bot demonstration videos are suspect at best, most likely falsified when you look at it frame by frame. And even if the robot was doing what it's supposed to be doing while being recorded, it's still at a basic entry-level robotics project. None of these demonstrations are ever done live, and for this reason, Optimus is simply not a viable product, nor...
This guy, what an idiot. All right, Boston Dynamics robots are way better than this.
Is it likely to be. So if you combine an industry-lagging buggy software product with a barely functional bipedal robot starter kit, how exactly does Musk plan on using these dubious products to make Tesla the most valuable company in the world by far? By the way, he's been singing that hollow tune about becoming the most valuable company in the world since at least 2017, with an entirely different array of fake promises. FSD is the carrot that Musk has led investors down the path with for over a decade. And Optimus is just an embodiment of that failure to deliver. Neither are in any way remarkable. If Musk happens to deliver on these promises, against the expectations of experts in areas Musk has dared to tread, he says it's not clear what the limit is. However, by Musk's own admission, if Tesla fails to deliver on FSD robotaxis, the value of Tesla should fall to zero.
If you're
Regarding
if
energy-
you're currently invested in Tesla right now, this should be like a warning, right? This should be like a warning because after this quarterly earnings came out, my portfolio definitely took a hit. All right, because the fund I'm invested in, Tesla is part of it. Like it's a huge part of it. So I'm also, and back then I didn't really think too much of it, but now I'm just reconsidering heavy and seeing what other options are out there. But yeah, it's just food for thought. Okay, if you're invested in Tesla right now, start reconsidering because this company might be highly overvalued. I mean, at this point, with the technology that they have, they should just stop considering themselves a technology company and just consider themselves just a basic automotive company. You just like the rest of them, dude. You last place. Just keep that. Just keep that in mind. All right, yeah, because I think they fancy themselves as these like highfalutin technology company, and they're just moving around and getting all these grants and permissions to do all these projects that he promises but never delivers. It's like, bruh, at some point you gotta start slowing things down. So if you're invested in this company, really start reconsidering your options.
Storage, we deployed 4 gigawatt hours of energy storage products in Q3. As this business grows, the energy division is becoming our highest margin business. Energy and service now contribute over $500 million to quarterly profit.
So Musk announces 4 gigawatt hours of battery storage in Q3, and this growth in the battery sector sounds impressive. Giving credit where credit is due, Panasonic, who operates the battery facility at Giga Nevada, should be the one taking a bow for that accomplishment. After all, Powerballs and Megapacks use Panasonic technology and manufactured cells to store their energy. At the end of the day, Tesla is a reseller of Panasonic cells, amongst others, and apparently Tesla is ripping off their battery customers even worse than our auto buyers, since, according to Musk, this is now the highest margin enterprise under the Tesla umbrella.
Wow!
Now, let's break down what's happening with Cybertruck.
The Cybertruck, I know a lot of people are excited about the Cybertruck. I am too. I've driven the car. It's an amazing product. I do want to emphasize that there will be enormous challenges in reaching volume production with the Cybertruck. And then
pay attention to that. There's going to be enormous challenges reaching volume production. He already has pre-order money taken already, right? So now he's letting you know in Q3, we're going to have problems with volume production. I wonder why we're going to have problems with volume.
In making a Cybertruck cash flow positive. This is simply normal. When you've got a product with a lot of new technology, any new vehicle, brand new vehicle program, but especially one that is as different and advanced as the Cybertruck, you will have problems proportionate to how many new things you're trying to solve at scale.
How about we just stop trying to reinvent the wheel and solve new things? You're not solving new things. You're making coffins, okay? A freaking aluminum cold rolled steel and then an indestructible glass. If someone gets in an accident in one of your death traps, okay, they're dead. Their energy is going to be transferred into their bodies and they're almost less likely going to walk away from that accident. Okay, there's a reason why cars are designed to crumple. They're called crumple zones. Okay, there's predetermined crumple zones. Y'all remember them old school like cars, Chevys that were made in like the 60s and 70s, and when you crash, the engine is coming right through the dashboard. All right, people died because of that. Now in today's cars, thanks to crumple zones, if you run smash dab into a wall, okay, the engine drops. All right, it doesn't go right through the dashboard at your chest, or worse, if you got kids back there, right, it's not going to kill them and things like that, right? But this guy is basically in your quest to build a perfect car, okay, and solve the problem nobody asked you to solve. You just made the truck unnecessarily expensive, all right? Because this cold roll aluminum alloy steel that you're trying to, not aluminum, I keep saying aluminum, stainless steel alloy, a truck you're trying to build, it's going to be expensive, okay? Even more expensive than what you promised, okay? And you know what that means? The people who paid the money to get your trucks, now they're going to have to pay even more. And people who are interested in getting your trucks, well, guess what? They either have to fork over a lot of dough or they actually have to have a lot of dough to buy your cars, meaning your stupid Tesla trucks, no one, especially the average guy, is going to be driving it. You got a shitty design and overpriced. And you're not even thinking about this shit. Like, again, we shot ourselves in the foot here. I wonder why, Elon. I wonder why. There's all these empty promises. Leo, okay, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. That's the same dude that wants to strap normal people to a rocket with no training to travel from New York City to Tokyo in 30 minutes. SpaceX. Facts. This guy is ridiculous. And you know what? The only thing worse than a tater tot is an Elon bot. Okay, these guys are the worst because you can listen. I think they tend to look at us who I would say, listen, I'm an average simpleton. All right, I don't know much, but I got common sense. That's the one thing I could say for myself, and I'm proud. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. And if you're in the chat, at the very least, you got common sense too, because unfortunately, it ain't that common in the world. So thank goodness. But for us average simple folks here, when we hear ideas like this, okay, from a guy who's untested, and by the way, gets some of his rocket parts and fuel from Russia, okay, that's where NASA gets their parts too, ironically, which I find interesting, right? So you got these guys who are getting their parts from Russia. You could see that he has a string of empty promises made. Now, to be fair, he is sending satellites and whatnot, but even the SpaceX, they're not ready for human trials, okay, in terms of sending people up to the space station and things like that, right? We're not ready for Mars. Now this guy wants to get you into a rocket, hypersonic, fly you through the air so you can get from New York to Tokyo in 30 minutes. You're gonna die. You're gonna die. I'm sorry. That's the best way to explain. You're gonna die. I don't get it. One of those guys. If he can build it, okay, chances are it's gonna fail. It's not gonna work. All right, because again, he overcomplicates things that don't need to be overcomplicated. Just this is part of the problem too. Are we progressing too fast with technology? Because it seems like every year there's just some new shit. How about instead of looking forward to the next new thing, let's just slow down and enjoy the things we currently have? What's wrong with that? Antonio Wingshong, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. He says they should trade one of our prisoners with Ukraine to get back Coach Red Pill. The same with Brittany Griner getting traded with a KKK member in the U.S. Who was that guy that she got traded for? Was he like a Russian warlord? Yeah, that guy. The what do you call it? That Nicolas Cage movie was based off of him too, which is crazy. But yeah, you know what? Coach Red Pill, that's interesting. He's in a very interesting scenario right now. I mean, he tried, but it just didn't work out for him. And it sucks that he's still there, but I don't think he's gonna make it. I hope he does, but he said it himself. I don't think he's gonna make it. And that's sad because you got someone like that who's actually being locked up for free speech in Ukraine. And then you got someone like Andrew Tate in Romania who gets locked up for trafficking but tries to blame it on free speech, which I just find insane, right? And then you got hundreds of millions of people who are just supporting Andrew Tate, but there's no support for Coach Red Pill. It's sad. It's sad. Or I'm sorry, Gonzalo Lira. He doesn't go by Coach Red Pill anymore. But shout out to you.
So I just want to emphasize that while I think this is potentially our best product ever, and I think it is our best product ever, it is going to require immense work to reach volume production and be cash flow positive at a price that people can afford.
Musk cites enormous challenges with this.
Shout out to Comments and Skeptic says Lord of War. Yeah, Lord of War was the movie, Nicolas Cage.
First, getting the production line up and running. Second, getting the product to a point of profitability, i.e. cash flow positive. He calls this conundrum normal for a product with a lot of new technology. Except what new technology is he talking about exactly? And how does Musk figure this low-res vehicle is their best product ever? When Cybertruck was first unveiled in 2019, it was supposed to be a stainless steel exoskeleton with bulletproof glass. The glass demonstration didn't exactly go as planned.
Oh my fucking God.
And apparently neither has anything else with this vehicle. including the price.
They tested it out with the sledgehammer, and that seemed to work. But again, you want crumple zones in your car. You want your car to fall apart, especially when you get in an accident, because you want to live. If you get in an accident with this thing, you will not live. You will die.
The $39.9 price tag that people put deposits down on in 2019 disappeared from the internet a couple years ago. As for the vehicle, the exoskeleton concept has been replaced with a unibody casting. So now it's a stainless skin over an everyday car frame, and the stainless has been giving Musk nothing but grief, as was totally predicted at the time of the original announcement. Discolorations between panels and a propensity to scratch easily are just two of the issues. We've all seen stainless steel cars before, and Musk should have learned these lessons about using stainless from John DeLorean. Let's just say stainless is less than ideal for this purpose. Demo models on the road today show the vehicle to be poorly aligned, incapable of stepping over curbs, and easily getting bogged down in mud. In fact, the handful of hand-built Cybertrucks do not represent any new level of technology at all. Even the laser beam windshield cleaning system Musk patented has been replaced by a single ungodly 48-inch wiper that has to...
Yo, all these promises, and then you see the disappointment afterwards. When would these Elon bots learn? Okay, stop. You're not getting what you promised. Who wants this monstrosity? Look at this. Look, Chad, look at this. Look, what is this? What the fuck is this, bro? You got one giant windshield wiper. Oh my god, bro. Come on. You can't make this shit up. Hey, yo, is this the new technology you're talking about? This one, instead of two windshield wiper, how about we just do one? Instead of a laser windshield wipers that we promised, we're just going to do one giant windshield wiper. See, I'm Elon Musk, and this is how you become economical. What the fuck? Where the hell? Hey, did you pull this off of your SpaceX rocket? Huh? What are your SpaceX rockets? Is this one of your antennas? Huh? Is one of your rockets missing an antenna? Where did you find this windshield wiper, bro? I want to know. God
wipe
damn.
The entire windscreen. But according to Musk, the wiper isn't what will be on the production model. So they haven't even worked out that detail yet. In all honesty, the Cybertruck appears to have devolved into little more than the tinfoil kit car for a modified Model Y chassis. It's no more a functional work truck than this Fiero is a Ferrari. It's the same concept. You can buy a real EV truck, an F-150 Lightning, right now. In 2024, you'll be able to order an EV Hummer, the Dodge EV Ram, or the GMC EV Sierra.
All these companies already caught Tesla. So you got to ask the question, right? Because you know how you have like Gucci brands and Prada and all that stuff like that, right? And a lot of their clothes, it costs like 10 to 30 bucks to make, but they charge 6 times as much, right? So a $30 shirt they would charge 600 bucks for, right? Which is crazy to me. But we know the materials that are used to making it, right? So exactly all the crap that Tesla promised, I'm sorry, not Tesla, Elon promised, okay? You saw all the disintegration of each and every one of that to the point where it's just no different than the average unibody car that's out there with the aluminum. Now, here's the difference. You're going to pay out the nose with something that is untested. Maintenance is going to be a nightmare, okay? And not to mention parts, for Pete's sakes, okay? Part of the reason that makes trucks like Ford, Chevy, Ram, GMC, like some of the ones he just mentioned, at least relatively cheap, and by relatively, $86,000 for these EV vehicles are crazy to me, okay? I'm not paid $86,000 for a truck. I think truck prices, if anything, are expensive. Like, they're just insane. Probably overvalued, to be honest with you. But that's besides the point. But the reason why they're able to fit it within that price, it's because these guys already have experienced production lines. Meaning, if you buy, they're using parts that already have replacements for, they can be warranted, things like that are cheap and easy to produce because they already have the infrastructure for it, right? We're dealing with this Tesla truck. It's not even in production yet, okay? So there's no production line, so there's no back infrastructure set up to, really back a lot of these products if they were to fail, okay? So you're dealing with that. And on top of it, right, with these materials, it's going to be costly, way more than the EV trucks that you're seeing out right there right now. So the average is what, $80,000 and up? I'm assuming these Tesla trucks, based off the name alone, are probably going to be upwards of probably $130,000, maybe $139,000. That's where I see the price tag of this when they start getting out there and market. But the maintenance for this stuff, good freaking luck.
Real trucks sold by dealerships who have showrooms, service shops, and test drives. Or you could buy a stainless suit of discolored armor to install atop a modified Model Y skate that has none of the functionality of a proper work truck, nor aesthetics of a desirable interior.
It's just trash.
Those other trucks we mentioned, by the way, were all announced after Musk prematurely announced the Cybertruck. To be fair, the formal announcement from Ford to develop electric...
Somebody's buying this. Okay, this is Elon. Again, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just keep the body similar to what people recognize and then put all your electric fancy technology into it. You don't need to design a low-res truck to look different, because look at this. Even though it's EV, it's still technically practical. Okay, now I don't know in terms of torque and power and compared to a gas-powered truck. You know, I don't know how that matchup's gonna be. I'm assuming the gas-powered truck is gonna fare a little bit better in power and torque and things like that, but maybe not torque. I'm not sure, but I mean, if you're towing something, I'm pretty sure the gas powered would do a little bit better than the electric. But still, it's functional. Okay, people would buy this. Elon, congratulations! You created something no one wants. At least no one who actually uses a truck wants. You're gonna get these fancy, ultra fancy people who want to be different, or they're desperate to be different. They're gonna be buying Tesla trucks. If you haven't been to San Jose, you see a lot of those people, bro. They're like, it's like a cult with these people. But again, Tim, shout out to you for the $10 super chat. Says, hey Duke, I can understand Andrew take on, but Elon Musk, you don't like Elon Musk. Come on, man. What do you mean? What do you mean? Where am I wrong with this? This guy had a string of empty promises, scamming people, especially with Doge, which was a pump and dump scheme by Elon. All right. And there's no legitimate reason to not like him. What are you talking about? Tim, you got to help me understand.
Vehicles came on May 19th of 2021. But 2 years prior, on July 23rd of 2019, Ford had already developed a prototype that was showcased in a video towing 1 million pounds of train cars across a rail yard.
What? I was wrong. I take everything I said back about the electric truck. 1 million pounds? What the fuck? Yo! Hey, Tesla. Hey, Tesla, hold on. Tesla, you got competition, bro.
Oh, baby, get up that curb. Drive over the bushes. There we go. Cybertruck.
No. Hey, nah, Elon, nah, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dog. You're done. They caught up. And the funny thing is, they made the same announcement right after you made yours, and they produced something better than you. So Elon, what makes you special? Oh my God, dude, this guy's been allowed to get away with a lot. And I think his time is slowly starting to run out. Francois Gros, shout out to you for the $10 super chat. Francois says, in Canada, a 2023 F-150 Raptor R is $150K. Facts. Those Raptors are not a joke. It says it got the 5.2 supercharged V8 from the GT500. It got the 700 horsepower and can do crazy ass drifts. Best truck ever, and it's worth every dollar. Thank you, Ford. Hell yeah, Ford is probably one of the best vehicle brands out there. Right? They make very good vehicles and very well made engines. Like I love Ford. I love Ford products. Like they're just the best. But yeah, do you think a Tesla truck? Do you honestly think something like this is going to compare? Do you think so? Especially if they're already building electric trucks that can tow 1,000 pounds. Like that's crazy, bro. Elon, again, what's your value? What's your actual value? You're barely even a car company at this point.
The prototype, they already knew they were onto something. If Cybertruck had been ready to go immediately after the unveiling, Musk would have enjoyed a first-to-market advantage.
Facts.
But it wasn't, and Musk didn't. And now that advantage has been lost to Ford. who already knew how to build the most popular pickup truck in North America for the past 46 years.
And there's, you know what's going on with Ford? Ford's no longer, they're only going to focus on trucks now. They're not making sedans anymore. I don't know if they reversed that rule already, but the last announcement, when I was paying attention to Ford, they weren't making sedans anymore. They're going to focus in on their SUVs and truck market because that's what's selling in America. So you can see them, the fact that they're getting even more surgical and they're niching down the trucks, it just tells you that Elon was not prepared for the amount of competition he was going to face in the market, right? And again, it just goes to show you when you're riding high on your own fucking bullshit and you think it doesn't stink, there are other people who are much more hungry than you. And I guarantee you, there are people who are going to prefer buying a Ford over a rink-a-dink Tesla that can't even get over a curve without ramps. I mean, what the? You can't. You gotta sell the trucks with glorified ramps in the back, huh? You can't. Hey, listen. You can't drive your Tesla trucks unless you buy it with the ramps, okay? Just in case you have to get over the curb. Imagine. Before you about to go off road on your Tesla, you gotta go out, pop the truck, take out the little ramps, place it right in front of the truck, and then drive over the curb, and then hop out of the truck, and then hop out, take the stands out, and put it in the back of your truck. That's not very economical, bro. There really isn't. Like this guy, and he said he has the gall to call himself he knows more about manufacturing than anybody on this planet. That's what he has the balls to say. Meanwhile, your competition is already doing this. Elon, you're a fraud. Get out of here.
In fact, by the end of Q3 of 2023, Ford had already outsold their 2022 annual total on that vehicle, so they are not slowing down whatsoever. Now, because Cybertruck was not ready for mass production by the time they unveiled it, here's some other takeaways from Musk's wrap-up statement.
Often people do not understand what is truly hard. That's why I say prototypes are easy, production is hard. The difficulty of going from a prototype to volume production is like 10,000% harder to get to volume production than to make a prototype in the first place. And then it is even harder than that to reach positive cash flow.
Although Musk had rambled on in the early days about how Cybertruck would be so easy to make due to his declared first principles manufacturing prowess, and he had sycophant channels like Sandy Munro parroting this non-existent manufacturing advantage, it turns out that 4 years later, Musk still doesn't know how they're going to build these vehicles on the line, the taped-together handmade prototypes notwithstanding.
Duct tape panels? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh,
How they're going to build these vehicles on the line. The tape.
Look at this. Look at this, chat. You got duct tape panels. My man is not ready. How is Ford already this far ahead? And you know what? Ford is going to dominate. Guarantee you. Once they launch this truck, they're going to dominate. No one is going to catch up. I mean, maybe, Chevy and GMC, they're probably going to start filtering through. But Ford is undisputed going to be the king of the EV truck market when they come out. Especially 2023, we're using duct tapes on our panels. Like, what is this? What is this? No chat. What is this? What am I looking at, bro? Imagine buying $100,000 plus truck, and you gotta buy. It comes with a glorified roll of duct tape just in case the panel comes apart. Just gotta, hey, don't forget your duct tape. Imagine that they gotta hand them out when you're buying the car or the truck, right? You go and buy your truck. All right, here's your certified Tesla duct tape for the panels, just in case they come apart. Come on. Wait, why I gotta buy the Tesla duct tape? Why can't I just go buy Walmart duct tape? Our Tesla duct tape has a special aluminum quality to it. Okay, it's heat resistant. That's right. Yeah, it's definitely not the duct tape we picked up from Target and rebranded as Tesla. God damn it, bro.
Together handmade prototypes notwithstanding. Because Musk has no idea how to manufacture these vehicles at scale, he cannot possibly know how much it will cost to produce each unit. And yet, at the unveiling, Musk advertised the starting price of these units at $39.9, which is the price that people put their deposits toward, a minimum of $100 down.
He took a lot of those deposits too. And here's the very serious part that's going to come here next.
Musk mentions later that there are 1 million people with deposits on Cybertruck. Let's assume that's true, although actual numbers will likely vary, and we know plenty of people put down deposits on multiple vehicles.
We don't have the Roadster yet. Y'all remember the Tesla Roadster that he promised? He went on Joe Rogan's show when he smoked the blunt, and he was talking about that too. People put deposits on it. Where is it? We don't have it yet. So you got to ask, where's the money? Because every time Tesla makes a promise, especially with the robots and all these stuff he's talking about, people put deposits for these things, all right? And this guy's racking up millions, hundreds of millions of dollars from these Elon butts that don't have a brain between their ears. So you got to ask the question, what is Elon doing with these pre-order money, especially if these vehicles that he promised us aren't even hitting production lines yet? They're still in beta stages. They're not even production. So where's the money? What are you doing with the money, Elon? Are you taking the money from one pre-order and rolling it to another failed promise that you promised your fake audience? Because to me, I'm starting to see a pattern here. It's starting to seem like you're making these empty promises just to squeeze or raise money to dump in a different project. And you're doing this repeatedly. That's why we have this string of broken promises. You're scamming these people, Elon. I'm just being real right now. That's what it looks like to me. And I'm a simpleton. All right, I'm a simpleton. But listen, I understand when something don't add up because I start subtracting. Leo K, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. Leo K says, Cybertrucks remind me of the car designed by Homer Simpson. Hold on. I got to pull that up just for you, Leo. I got to pull that up. Hold up. Homer Simpson designs a car. Yes. Yo, I remember that. Holy shit. Let's play this real quick, chat. Hold up. Chat, we about to play this real quick. This is Elon. This is essentially Elon, bro.
Okay, Homer. Pick out anyone you want.
Are you sure you want to give me a car?
Hey, you know what these things cost me? There's maybe $40 worth of steel in them.
Oh.
But sir, direct all your questions to Mr. Homer Simpson, the man with the vision, the man who's going to bust this company out of its rut, the man who's going to change American transportation forever.
What kind of car would you like, Mr. Simpson?
I don't know.
Here's what you do. From now on, before you say anything, say to yourself, if I was ever sure of anything, I'm sure of this. Do you understand?
Sort of.
Homer,
What?
answer me again with self-confidence.
Sort of.
Now go get him.
All right, you egghead.
Sir, the car has a beverage holder.
Hello, Einstein. I said a place to put my drink. You know those super shakers they sell in the Quickie Mart? The cup is this big.
Extremely large beverage holder.
I'm not done yet. You know that little ball you put on the aerial so you can find your car in the parking lot? It should be on every car.
Little ball.
And some things are so snazzy they never go out of style. Like tailpins, bubble dome, and carpeting.
All right. Okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to hang up, call me back, and say the exact opposite of everything you just said. Goodbye. All right, Lisa, come over here.
What is it, Unky Herb?
I want you to hear what the guys down at the plant think of your old man. Yellow.
Homer Simpson is a brilliant man with lots of well-thought-out practical ideas. He is ensuring the financial security of this company for years to come. Oh, yes. And his personal hygiene is above reproach.
Can never find a horn when you're mad. And they should all play La Cucaracha.
Can do, Mr. S.
And sometimes the kids are in the back seat. They're hollering. They're making you nuts. There's got to be something you can do about that.
Maybe a built-in video game would keep them entertained?
Bro, this is Elon Musk. This is Elon Musk.
A separate soundproof bubble dome for the kids.
Yo!
With optional restraints and muzzles.
Bullseye! And another thing.
Yo!
Want people to think the world is coming to an end. Rum, rum, rum.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, let's see what he built. Let's see what he built.
The Homer.
Any questions? What is this monstrosity? $82,000. This monstrosity cost $82,000. What have I done? I mean, the zoo was fun, but I'm ruined.
Welcome to Tesla, bro. Welcome to fucking Tesla. Holy shit. The Simpsons knew this was gonna happen. The Simpsons knew this was gonna happen. Yo, shout out to you, Leo. Tim, shout out to you with the $10 super chat. We gotta get W's for Tim. He says, "Hey Duke, you're still my favorite YouTuber, but I like Elon too." Hey, listen, you know how it is, man. I mean, you can have your own beliefs here, okay? We don't care. All right, but shout out to you. He said, "I like Elon too, even though he produces some fraud. He's gonna get it right one day. He means well." I don't know, bro. The way he even hijacked Tesla, it wasn't even his own company. There were two guys who founded it, and then he came in, got pissed off that he wasn't the co-founder, and then pushed the other guy out, and then called himself the co-founder of Tesla, and until he became the founder of Tesla, meaning he didn't really invent it. It was already a product that was there, but he just robbed the idea. So that was weird. But Dogecoin is the main thing that pisses me off because it was a legit pump and dump. He used it as a pump and dump. Even when he said that Tesla would be transacting in Doge, I believe he was trying to just pump the coin some more, and which he did, right? It wasn't until that SNL skit where people were like waiting for the next big announcement for Elon, and then they realized that, you know, it was all one big troll, because that's what he did. He basically admitted it was a troll on SNL, which tanked the price of Dogecoin. So whoever was, listen, I made a bag. I ain't gonna cap. I made a bag off of it because it was just too stupid not to, right? Listen, it's one of those things where you can laugh at it at first, but then when you're looking at money, it's like, okay, you can laugh at it, but let me just pull some money in there. And I listen, I know how to get out, so I got out, right? So I pulled out, you know, in the right way, and it made sense. But like for a lot of people, there was a guy who made over $1 million, and he said he was gonna keep all of his money in Doge. He wasn't gonna take it out. I wonder how he's doing. I wonder how life is going for him, bro. Imagine you had a chance to pull out with $1 million in your bank account, and you left it in there, and now it's at 6 cents. Congratulations, bro. You played yourself. Let's continue.
$100 per Cybertruck reservation. That means Musk has taken in $100 million deposits on vehicles. He doesn't know if he can build at scale and what each unit will cost him, and he has reneged on the $39.9 advertised price from the unveiling. In other words, he has committed fraud to the tune of at least $100 million on Cybertruck alone.
He needs to go to prison just for this alone. Okay, protecting Andrew Tate is one thing, but basically scamming your audience for over $100 million. Listen, if anybody were to do it, look at Logan Paul with his dink doink and all this other fucking crypto scams that he's put out there. We're still trying to hold him responsible, in which he's not going to pay the little $2 million he owes, right? This guy owes people $100 million on a vehicle that hasn't even been on a production line yet. All right? $100 million, chat. Okay? Where is this money? And not to mention, there are other promises and deposits Elon has made with no mention of where the money went. And people just forget about it. That's the weird thing about Elon Musk and his fans, right? At least on the red pill side, you know, when there's a promise that was made but was broken, you get called out for it, right? They call you out because we got the evidence right there. But with Elon butts, it's something different, right? Because then the failed promises and the money lost, no one calls him out on it. Like, it just disappears. And he's on to the next thing. It's like, whoa! No one is stopping and asking, hey, wait, I put in some money in there. Where my money at, dog? Hold on. You're not about to move to the next thing and not tell me where my money went, bro. Again, this is textbook fraud. This is a Ponzi scheme based off of promises of technology that's never gonna come. At least it's not gonna come on time, right? Again, this man needs to be put in prison, and I can see this happening if Tesla fails. This is what happens. If Tesla fails, and it's looking likely so in the future, he's going to prison. Guaranteed. He's going to prison.
We're going to circle back to Cyberjunk because there's more that was revealed during this call.
That is why there have not been new car startups that have been successful for 100 years, apart from Tesla. I just want to temper expectations for Cybertruck. It's a great product, but financially, it will take a year to 18 months before it is a significant positive cash flow contributor. The demand is off the charts. We have over 1 million people who have reserved the car. So it's not a demand issue, but we have to make it, and we need to make it at a price that people can afford.
You already have $100 million of their money, and you haven't made the car yet. So why make that promise that it was gonna be there? You're scamming, dude. This is a scam. You understand this, Elon? You're a scammer. Okay, I shot you for the $2 super chat. It says this is history repeating itself like Madoff. Yeah, he is a Bernie Madoff. And the crazy thing is, a lot of Tesla or Elon's net worth is bottled up in Tesla. So if Tesla fails, so does Elon. That little 200 billion he likes to brag about, say bye-bye to that.
Musk says this a lot. There haven't been new car startups that have been successful for the past 100 years. And we've gone through that BS before, showing that statement to be completely false. But let's say it was true. Tesla is not a new vehicle startup. Tesla was founded over 2 decades ago, so they can't play that card anymore. We're not talking a new car company. We're talking a new vehicle model. From someone who likes to tell people,
At this point, I think I know more about manufacturing than anyone currently alive on Earth.
On the surface is laughable horseshit. We laugh. Nothing but Musk playing his decade-old broken record of bullet points that are no longer remotely applicable. But below the surface, the scam that Musk has been pulling on people for years is slowly getting revealed.
In conclusion, we continue to focus on ramping production while maintaining positive cash flow, and we continue to target around 1.8 million vehicle deliveries, as stated earlier this year.
Tesla is targeting a total vehicle count of 1.8 million vehicles across all models, which really is only 2 models with any volume. Hardly anybody is buying S or X anymore, so it's going to fall to 3 and Y. But demand for those cars has been slowing down, resulting in backlogs of inventory, and they can only be flogged off by making serious price concessions. So now, Tesla has been reduced to the types of margins typically found in the auto sector, meaning the days of pretending that Tesla is a tech company that also sells cars is over.
Facts!
Tesla is a car company, and is losing market share. We've long thought of Tesla as a one-time first mover who squandered their advantage by failing to innovate while they had the lead. A lead given them by Martin Eberhard and Mark Tarpenning, by the way.
These guys.
The original founders of the company.
They found a Tesla.
Another example of such a company would be BlackBerry, who had a stranglehold on the PDA market, thinking they were untouchable until Apple and Samsung came along and all but buried the Canadian tech giant.
Facts.
Looking at Tesla.
Xerox is another company. Xerox is another company that basically had the market share for a long time, and then they fucked up. All right, so just because you're first or something and everyone's dealing with you because you're the new thing in town, don't mean it's going to last. There are going to be copycats out there that want to jump in the market alongside you, and they're going to go ahead and run with it. If you're not on your tip-top game, you will be exposed. That's what's going to happen. You will be exposed, and you will be left behind, okay? It's the same thing when we talk about Fresh and Fit and whatever podcast beef, right? Okay, Fresh and Fit, they thought they had it on them. They had the corner of the market with their podcast style. They thought they had it in the bag, okay? Not realizing there were all these other platforms competing to be the next Fresh and Fit. And for a while, no one came close until whatever podcast, and now Fresh and Fit are worried. Now they're starting beefs that are unnecessary, right? That's what essentially is the same thing that's happening here, and Tesla doesn't realize it. He could have just enjoyed a large lead if he was serious about what he was building, but it was all a lie.
Lead in the marketplace. Think it will always be this way, because there's no Apple that's going to come along and steal Tesla's crown, although BYD in China is certainly taking Tesla to task. No, rather than one giant to come along and crush Tesla, it's more likely going to be a series of other factors, resulting in what the Chinese call Ling Chi, or death by 1,000 cuts. If one giant could come along and take 100% of Tesla's business, it would still only have the same effect as 100 competitors consistently taking a 1% cut.
Facts.
In both cases, Tesla bleeds out.
Facts.
That is our prediction for Tesla's future.
Look what happened in China. They got kicked out, right? Because China now, first of all, China let them in, right? And you know what? You know how the Chinese government operates. You have, in order to do business in China, you have to also do business with the Chinese government, meaning they take your intellectual property. And that's what they did with a Tesla. And now they have their own, version of Tesla that works even better than Tesla vehicles, right? So now Tesla's being squeezed out of the Chinese market. So he doesn't have that dominance anymore. So exactly what CSS is saying is perfectly sound. death by 1,000 cuts, because I think a lot of people would look at Tesla as this behemoth and say there's no way that it's going to go under. But what you're not realizing is, coupled with these empty promises Elon is making, combined with all these other companies catching up, and on top of that, how he's really not making all that much. He's not making money at all. Their margins are getting smaller, all right, and the productions are getting more expensive, or the materials are getting more expensive. Okay, it's these little things that stack up that make this guy lose out on a lot. Okay, so again, this is spot on. Ghost Rider, shout out to you. Where have you been? I haven't been seeing you in a long time. Shout out to you. Welcome to the stream. So Elon is the automotive version of Soulja Boy. Yeah, y'all remember when Soulja Boy had that video game, right? But it turns out you can order it from Alibaba. So he basically did that and slapped his logo on it. And he made such a big stink about it that he was like, hey, listen, I'm creating something new. I'm inventing it, right? He did the whole, he also played up the race car too. Yeah, brother, building video games. Like, he was making it seem as though he invented this video game. Come to find out, oh yeah, that's an Alibaba product, bro. That's crazy you did that. That's crazy that you got away with that. And people let him for a while, bro, until he got clowned for it. But yeah, you're absolutely right. This guy, Soulja Boy, is a clown. Elon is the Soulja Boy of car industry. That's funny.
Slowly bleeding out over time, focusing on all the wrong things, ignoring the fact that their automotive product line is either dated and stale, or an outright joke, as with Cybertruck. Not even additional false promises of a flying second-generation roadster using SpaceX cold gas thruster technology will have any impact.
The Tesla AI team is, I think, one of the world's best, and I think it is actually by far the world's best when it comes to real-world AI. I'll say that again, Tesla has the best real-world AI team on Earth, period, and it's getting better.
This is an opinion presented as fact, and there are people better established in respective industries who would take those claims to task. Most AI experts,
Boston Dynamics,
have zero faith in Musk or Tesla or Neuralink making any significant advantage in the realm of AI. Again, if some other third-party analyst would like to make that claim for Tesla with supporting evidence to back it up, then maybe a claim like that would have some merit.
I actually watched the little earnings thing too. He actually started going on his weird rant against Boston Dynamics. And for those guys who don't know, Boston Dynamics is this company that makes these like ultra like crazy robots and the robot dogs that can do these little obstacle courses, bro. Like at first I thought it was like CGI, but it's real. It's a real robot that moves around and shit. That's crazy.
And now let's go to investor questions. How many Cybertruck deliveries do you anticipate for 2024?
It's difficult to make an accurate guess at this point. Going back to what I said earlier, that the ramp is going to be extremely difficult. There's no way around that. If we just try to do some copycat vehicle design, of which there are literally 200 models that are slight variations on a theme in the combustion engine world, distinctions without a difference, then it's really not that hard. But if you want to do something radical and innovative and something really special like the Cybertruck, it is extremely difficult because there's nothing to copy. You have to invent not just the car, but the way to make the car. Now,
and that's the problem, Elon. Listen, if you just took one of these generic body styles, because a lot of car companies do this now, they steal parts from each other, and those parts look similar, right? And it's not that they're doing it on purpose. Oh, let me just steal their parts and whatnot. No, it makes production easy, right? So imagine Tesla came out with a truck that looked a little similar to like the Ford F-150, but maybe there was a little, the hood was a little bit different, or had a different shape, or had the bonnet, or you guys don't call it a bonnet, the what do you call it? You guys call it the hood or the roof of the car, right? So essentially, if it had a different design to it, maybe some fender flares, all right, but overall the body was similar to something that already exists, you wouldn't have problems with production. Guaranteed. But the problem is you're trying to invent something new. Not only that, you're not even thinking about the mechanics who are going to be working on these cars. A lot of times with these engineers, when they're designing cars, right, they put things in such a compact way, it's hard for someone who actually has to do maintenance on a vehicle to get in there and fix certain parts that need to be fixed, right? That's why maintenance costs are going to go up on something like this, because you take it in there, you can tell it was hastily engineered and put together. So the mechanic's going to have a hard time getting in there to the parts that matter. Or even if they have to remove batteries or swap batteries or something like that, it's just not going to work out as easy, leading to more expense. So again, who is this truck for? Because it's certainly not for the average Joe.
Say that if you say, well, where will things end up? I think we'll end up with roughly 250,000 Cybertrucks a year. I don't think we're going to reach that output rate next year. We'll probably reach it sometime in 2025. That's my best guess.
So after the babbling whining about how special Cybertruck is, and we're still not seeing it, the best guess that Musk can come up with is that by 2025, Tesla will be able to deliver 250,000 units per year. Of course, the number of reservations for this vehicle are all over the map, and most likely grossly exaggerated. Some outlets report up to 2 million reservations.
Whoa!
But we'll stick with the 1 million reservations that Musk mentioned, a number first mentioned back in May of 2021.
So you mean it could be more than $100 million this dude is scammed from his followers? That's crazy. Yo, listen, he's going to prison. He's going to prison. If he doesn't deliver on this, which he's not going to, because 2025, he's going to end up pushing it back. All right. That means there's more than $100 million in this goddamn project alone. Yeah, bro, you going to prison. You go. Didn't they? What happened? Didn't they just get Sam Bankman-Fried, right? CoffeeZilla just dropped an update on that, right? They got him. I actually didn't think it was going to happen, but they got him. Okay, they locked him up because I thought he was too politically entrenched to go to jail. Unfortunately, it looks like that's not the case. So I'm not surprised if Elon faces the same fate, especially if all these undelivered promises start to get out of hand.
1/4 of the current reservation backlog. So 250,000 in 2025 and 6, another 250,000 in 26 and 7, and clearing off to-date reservations by 2029, a full decade after taking deposits at the unveiling. Is there any other car company today that is taking deposits for vehicle that they might hopefully be able to receive by 2033? If so, leave those details in the comments for comparison.
Please let me know, because I promise I'm going to make a car. Okay, it's going to be the best car that you'll ever see. Trust me, it's a flying car. Okay, it's going to be awesome. And you're going to get it by 2100, but it's going to cost you about $50,000 right now, to invest. Okay, just give me the $50K, and by 2100, you'll get the car. Who does this? What kind of idiot puts a deposit in 2033? You don't. It's a decade from now. Who the fuck does that? Who puts a down payment? Well, chat, I gotta ask the chat. Chat. Okay, let's say Elon comes to you and says, "Hey, you see, I got this truck over here, and all you gotta do is put down the pre-order. Okay, it's about $50K, and what's gonna happen is you're gonna get this truck by 2023. Now, not 2023, 2033. Okay, now it's 2023 right now. All right, but 10 years from now." If you give me your deposit, 10 years from now, I promise you, you're going to get your trucks, okay? Put a 1 if you're going to be like, yo, Elon, fuck you. I'm not waiting 10 years for my truck. Put a 1 if that's you. Put a 2 if you're, you know what? I like Elon. I trust Elon's product. I'm gonna put the deposit down and wait the 10 years. Student loans don't even take that long to get forgiven, all right, by the government. So, I mean, it's up to 10 years, but listen, who would take that bet? Chat, let me see this, because I don't think anyone in their right mind would put a deposit down to wait 10 years. Anything, you can die within 10 years. You know that, right? You can put a deposit down and never see the truck. This is a scheme. This is a goddamn Ponzi scheme, bro. Wake up, America. Wake up. We're being bamboozled.
Now, it could be worse. They could have been forced to pay the entire sticker price up front in 2017 and then never heard anything about their vehicle again, including in this call. Some quick math for the people who paid the full deposit on the Roadster 2. If you had taken that $250,000 and sunk it into Tesla stock instead at $21 per share before the valuation lost all connection with reality, today that stock would be worth $2,523,810. If you sold all your stock 2 years ago at the all-time high, when Kimball and most of the Tesla board flogged their wads, it would have been worth $4,849,520.
Whoa! So if you took that same amount of money and bought up all of Tesla stock, the same amount of money to buy a Roadster, Tesla Roadster, and bought all of Tesla stock before it took off, you would have made more money. Yo. Now imagine this same scenario, right? Taking the deposits you would have put down on a Tesla truck and just putting it in the market and waiting 10 years. You would probably have way more money in 10 years than sitting there and possibly getting a truck at that point in time. This is crazy, especially when you put it into perspective. I'm trending with Sherry. Shout out to you for the $2 which says, hell no, 1. Facts. No one in their right mind would sit there and put a deposit down that they're not going to see for the next 10 years or the results of for the next 10 years. It's crazy to me.
So people waiting on these vaporware cars have literally lost millions of dollars in the meantime. Same thing with the semi-trucks that companies put deposits down on at the same time. They've lost $10 to $20 for every dollar they put towards a reservation on rigs they ordered 6 years ago.
I feel like Elon is doing this on purpose. He hosts these events, promotes these vehicles just to raise capital. I think he's raising capital because he's short somewhere else. He's playing a Ponzi scheme with these people's money. So I think the way he does it is he sets up these conventions, makes a promise, right, with these crazy new invention that he has. It gets you to pre-order because he's very short on cash from another project, and then he takes that pre-order money and then stuffs it into a completely different projects that he's probably running behind on. And he's been playing these games. Watch when the due date comes for the Tesla truck that we were talking about here, when we're supposed to see the production of it, he's gonna come out with another idea, some big brain idea. All right, he's gonna unveil it at this little expo over here, and he's gonna get a bunch of idiots to go ahead and give him millions more dollars so he can put back in the Tesla truck to get it to be productive, right? I feel as though he's doing this and he's this is a Ponzi scheme. I mean, 10 years before you get your car after you ordered it? Come on. Meanwhile, there are people who ordered roasters years ago. They still haven't seen it. It's not even in production yet. There are people who are ordering semi-trucks. They haven't seen it yet. It's not even in production. So you got all these schemes, and he's generating millions of dollars in cash, and you have to wonder, where is this money going, bro? What is he doing with it? This is a scheme.
That were supposed to come with full fleet convoy autonomy.
The convoy technology, the tracking technology, this is something that we are confident we can do today 10 times safer than a human driver. So I want to be clear, this is something we can do now. Production begins 2019. So if you order now,
it's 2023. He's playing a game. He's playing a game, bro. I think this is how he makes money. I think this is how he generates money, or like investment, right? He makes these lies with these outrageous quotas or time quotas, right? Getting people to, get all excited and invest, but he's not even putting that money towards the project. He's probably putting it towards something completely different. That's got to be the play here. 2019, nigga, it's 2023, and we still don't see these semis out in the streets. This is crazy.
get the truck in 2 years.
If competent legal teams ever arrange a class action, they should also be suing Tesla for this loss of opportunity on top of the undelivered vehicle.
Can you provide a progress update on the 4680 cell, particularly progress towards performance improvements and cost savings outlined on Battery Day?
4680 cell production in Texas increased 40% quarter over quarter. Congrats to the Texas team for producing their 20 million cell off of line 1. Texas is now our primary 4680 facility. We're heavily focused on quality. Scrap is down 40% quarter over quarter, although we have a lot more work to do to achieve our steady state goals, and that is our priority. The Cybertruck cell, with 10% higher energy than our Model Y cell, started production on line 2 in Texas. This quarter, we convert to building 100% Cybertruck cells to simplify and focus the factory as we ramp all 4 lines in phase 1 over the next 3 quarters.
Since the unveiling of the 4680, there's been a lot of hype surrounding this battery, which we always found odd. There's no real advancement here. It's the same type of advancement of a D cell over a C cell. It's a bigger battery so it can hold more energy. And it says right in their own materials, the 4680 holds 5 times more energy, being 5.5 times larger than the 2170 cell it replaces. That being said, 4680 production is something that Panasonic has not been able to nail down yet as a battery supplier to Tesla. Putting those facts to one side, Tesla's own battery facility managed to produce their 20 millionth 4680 cell off a single line since inception in February. The Cybertruck is supposed to use these cells exclusively, each of them taking about 1,232 of them, according to Clean Technica. So 20 million cells divided by 1232 gives us 16,234 Cybertruck battery packs worth of cells. about 6.5% of the total number of 308 million cells just to meet Musk's 250,000 vehicle delivery targets for Cybertruck by 2025, assuming that 100% of the cells coming off the line pass testing. And that's just for the Cybertruck. Model Y is also supposed to be taking 4680 cells, 828 of them at a time.
The next question from institutional investors, could you please provide an update on capacity expansion plans for companies' factories in Berlin and Austin, and the opening schedule of Gigafactory Mexico?
Berlin and Austin factory, the current priority is actually maximize the output from our existing lines by laser focus on efficiency improvements.
In Mexico, we're laying the groundwork to begin construction and doing all the long lead items. I think we want to just get a sense for what the global economy is like before we go full tilt on the Mexico factory.
They have no idea where they're going to build this factory. You're making all these empty promises and you don't even know where you're going to put the factory at? Yo, this is a problem. This is a problem. They haven't even built the yo, where are their money? Where are these people's money, Elon? That instead of, because I hear some of these Elon tards, they're like, "Oh, save us, Elon, save us." You need to be asking Elon, "Where's our money? Where my money at, Elon?" That's what you need to be out in the streets with picket signs and pitchforks. All right, where is my money? Yeah. What is that one commercial? It's my money and I need it now. What's that? JG Wentworth, right? Is that it? Right? It's my money. I need it now. Y'all need to be marching down that street right now, protesting Elon. Where is my money? Fuck all this. I don't want to hear any of this anymore. All right? Over $100 million gone, and you expect me to wait 10 years before I see the results of that? Where's my money, Elon? That's what y'all should be chanting in the streets right now. Leo K, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. It says, Elon is an expert at distractions, with the latest being the MMA fight with Zuckerberg. But folks are catching on. Facts. Because now it's not happening. That fight's not happening. But yeah, that could have been a play to distract from all of these. Because, again, think about it. If you're that individual that put down money expecting to get a Tesla Roadster and you still haven't seen it yet, it's been 2018 and nothing, all right? You got to be feeling pretty stumped right now. Like, yo, Elon, what's the hold up, man? I mean, what's going on? You're making all these promises, and I could have probably used that money for something else, but now I'm just sitting here waiting in no car. And what makes it worse is year after year, I have to watch you make new promises that you still haven't kept. Okay, so it just doesn't make any sense. You're absolutely right? Trending with Sherry, shout out to you for the 99-cent super ticker. Says 100. Shout out. Yeah, exactly. Right? I mean, this guy, he's definitely doing a Ponzi scheme with this stuff, man. I'm calling it right now. Ghost Rider, shout out to you for the $10 super chat. Let's get a W for Ghost Rider. Duke, a company called Elio Motors ripped off Louisiana and thousands of investors on a 2-seat, 3-wheeled car. They're still trying to scam, claiming it will now be electric. Yo, what? Chat. We have to be we're living in the golden age of scammers. Think about it. With crypto, these pump and dumps and rug pull, the market going crazy. All right. We are living in the golden age of scammers. I think, especially even with this red pill stuff too, right? How easy it is for these guys to come out and scam you. Andrew Tate to the world, how they're coming out with the Real World and Hustlers University, which is just a multi-level marketing scheme on steroids, right? All of these, like, you got to ask yourself, why are these scams so popular in today's society? Where have we gone wrong where scams like these are just becoming so prevalent? It's not even funny anymore, right? I mean, it's kind of funny because, some of the stuff, it just takes common sense. But the funny part is starting to realize that not a lot of people have common sense out there. So that's kind of hilarious. But again, how did we get to this point where we're living in this golden age of fraud? Like, everyone is getting scammed left and right. We got Logan Paul and all these influencers getting in on it. We got Instagram scammers. We got YouTube scammers. We got red pill scammers. We got Elon scammers. We got everywhere you turn, we're being scammed. I don't understand where society is going. Shout out to you, Ghost Rider. But, like, again, that brings up a great point. I think we're living in a unique age where just scams are just everywhere, and people are just so gullible they can't even recognize it from a mile away, right? It just makes so much sense. Trending with Reese. Let's get a W for trending. Shout out to you with the $2 super chat. Says 2023 is the year of exposing all of these scammers. Absolutely. At some point, things have to turn around. Like, people have to wise up, and I think it takes us and other channels like Common Sense Skeptics and other ones out there, right, that do this kind of stuff to turn the tides. Because realistically, I think a lot of people are still going to get scammed if it wasn't the case, right? Now we got TV shows on YouTube to help people who are being catfished out there, right? So that's good. So people watch the TV shows and they can recognize the signs of when they're being catfished. Hell, you got platforms like Kitboga and Scambaiter for people who get caught up in these gift card scams or these romance scams, right? Especially like Andrew Tate, because he's definitely a romance scammer. But like, people get involved in these scams. You have these videos out there of people who are exposing them, especially in the most unique way. It makes so much sense. And you have our channel, especially in the red pill area, right, where we expose a lot of these red pillars and their scams. It just in its entirety, right? So you guys got to understand that we need more channels out there. If you guys know of like a lot of these fraudsters out there that are trying to scam somebody in a field, start a YouTube channel, start an Instagram platform, or oh, God forbid, Rumble. Don't do Rumble unless you got banned from YouTube. But still, right? Listen, start a channel and expose these frauds, because the tide has to turn. I haven't seen an age in my life where grown rational people fall for these simple scams. It just doesn't make any sense to me. While we're at the hour, I think it's time for us to introduce our sponsor. Okay, the sponsor of this video is the YouTube like button. Okay, that means it's you guys. So if you haven't hit the like button yet, please do us a huge solid and smash that like button, especially as we play this video, because I can't believe that Elon is just scamming to this level and no one has called it out yet.
I'm worried about the high interest rate environment that we're in. I just can't emphasize this enough that for the vast majority of people, buying a car is about the monthly payment. And as interest rates rise, the proportion of that.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Common Sense Skeptic, too. If you have any idea on all these scammers out there, send it to Common Sense Skeptic. He's in the chat right now. Okay. So listen. You can start a channel and you can make a difference. You can absolutely do that. You have no idea how far that can go. If you are passionate about something, start a channel and there are people out here that can help you out, right? But if you got an idea of somebody who's scamming somebody, send it to him, all right? You already know. Look at the detailed level of work we're seeing right now. It's gonna take off, guaranteed.
That monthly payment that is interest increases naturally. If interest rates remain high, or if they go even higher, it's that much harder for people to buy the car. They simply cannot afford it. And we are tracking, I believe, at this point for Model Y to be the best-selling car on earth, not just in revenue, but in unit volume. If you compare that to the other vehicles that are number 2 and number 3 and whatnot, they cost much less than our car. We're just hitting law of large numbers situations here.
So Giga Mexico is on an indefinite hold while Musk tries to get a better grasp on the global economic landscape, which he whines on about at length during this call. This is only a small segment of the amount of time that Musk spent in total whining about the global economy. We've cut most of the rest of it out because his ramblings were frankly pathetic, and it did not go unnoticed that Musk spent the majority of this call monologuing in this regard without offering any solutions as the leader of the company as to how to navigate the current economic situation. Here's what we're going to say about this. If Musk truly has $26 billion in cash on hand at Tesla, then interest rates really aren't an issue where a new factory build is concerned. Even news reports from sycophant authors herald this cash reserve as their ability to function during times of global economic instability, but that's apparently not what Musk is going to do with it. Further, the whinging about how interest rates are interfering with car purchases is definitely at odds with results from Tesla competitors. BYD in China is doing great. Toyota enjoyed being more profitable than Tesla during the same time frame. And Ford, as mentioned, has already outsold their 2022 totals prior to the Q4 of 2023. They are obviously not being affected the same way as Tesla. But the bottom line here is Musk is sticking a pin in Giga Mexico until Musk is capable of being a little less paranoid about the global economy.
Dude, get real. If you don't get that product out to market soon, there's a lot more problems you're going to be dealing with in the global economy, my boy. All right, talk about a prison cell, global style. What are you talking about? You better get going. Fuck the interest rate. You made the promise years ago, so you gotta. You should have. Hey, next time you open your mouth, how about you account for interest rates in the future? All right, before you start making empty promises that you're too scared to deliver, and now you're trying to make excuses out of it. Elon, you need to get work. You don't even have a factory yet, okay? You made promises, took hundreds of millions of dollars, and it could possibly be more than that, by the way, and we don't have a factory yet. You need to start on that. Fuck interest. Get on it right now. I don't care if people are going to buy the trucks. You need to make those trucks for the people who already bought it and pre-ordered it. They're the ones that are waiting, all right? They're the ones that give you money for a reason. If you weren't ready, maybe you should have kept your goddamn mouth shut. More deep shout out to you for the $5 super chat. It says, Duke, a homosexual named Saucy Santana threatened to beat up DJ Academics and then grape him afterwards. Big Whack was crying. What? What is this? Oh no, man. All right, I think I figured out. I figured out Saturday's episode. I think I just figured out Saturday's episode, bro. I gotta go research this. What's happening? We haven't heard from DJ Academics, and the first thing I hear about him is he's getting pressed by LGBTQ dude. Come on, bro, that's crazy. And this is Big Ack we're talking about, right? Big Ack. Big Ack is in the building. Yo, that dude is bold. I can't believe he threatened to grape him. That's not funny, but that's I mean, obviously they're beefing back and forth, so I don't think it's real. But no, I mean, especially knowing DJ Academics and their whole crew and bandits and whatnot. But again, that's crazy that somebody like that's like, wow. Like, why would you say that to somebody? That's a pretty crazy. I mean, if a man said that to a woman, that it's on site. Like, that's crazy. I don't care who you are. You don't threaten to rape people, but still, like DJ Academics, I don't know what was said. I gotta research this. Shout out to you. I gotta figure out what the fuck was going on in that video, dog. Come on, DJ Academics. What is happening to y'all? You leave fresh and fit, and now you're dealing with this? Come on.
But at this point, that might just be the ketamine talking.
Current sell-side consensus assumes that Tesla will deliver 2.3 million vehicles in 2024, representing 28% growth versus 2023 guidance. Is this growth rate achievable without any mass market launches in 2024? And when does Tesla expect to return to its 50% long-term CAGR?
I mean, the risk of stating the obvious, it is not possible to have a compound growth rate of 50% forever, or you will exceed the mass of the known universe. But I think we will grow very rapidly and much faster than any other car company on Earth by far.
Here's Musk trying so hard to sound smart, but for once he's telling people the same thing that Tesla bears have been telling bulls for years. A 50% compound annual growth rate, CAGR, of output is not sustainable. That's what he's saying here. However, one of the things Musk is famous for saying to his legion of muskrats to draw them into investment.
Yo, I like that even better. Muskrats. Y'all some muskrats, bro. A bunch of muskrats. I don't even know what the hell y'all are doing. Hey, how does it feel paying for a truck you're going to get in the next 10 years? How does it feel, you muskrats? I like this. I love it. Yeah, that's a good one.
Investing is that by 2030, Tesla will be delivering 20 million cars per year and 1,500 gigawatt hours of batteries annually. We went through similar math in Debunking Solar Mega Project, how such a claim would require global lithium output to increase over tenfold compared to production over the past decade, just for Tesla products. To get to that 20 million vehicle goal by 2030, starting with the 2.3 million total delivery projection mentioned by this caller, Musk is looking at an aggressive rate of growth fairly close to the 50% CAGR being mentioned that Musk now states is unrealistic. 50% growth year over year would get you to 26 million by the end of 2029. A 37% annual compound growth rate would get to 20 million cars by 2030. But still, that is never going to happen. And industry experts know it. So this past spring in April of 2023, Musk reiterated a goal mentioned the previous March in 2022, and before that going back to September of 2020, proposing a 50% vehicle output growth year over year. It's been one of his biggest sales pitches for luring in new share buyers. But now, after pumping this nonsense for at least 3 years, he finally acknowledges that a 50% CAGR is unrealistic. which is what intelligent people said at the time Musk first suggested they could build 20 million EV cars per year by 2030. This effectively executes and buries that grossly exaggerated Tesla growth narrative. As for this statement at the end,
I think we will grow very rapidly, much faster than any other car company on Earth by far.
let's check in on the accomplishments of some of Tesla's competitors. Going back to BYD, Tesla's main competitor in China, BYD dominates the Chinese EV marketplace.
That's because they stole a lot of Tesla's. I don't know if they stole Tesla idea, but they definitely, after they became relevant in China, they basically kicked out Tesla. Or I mean, they didn't kick them out, but they're kicking Tesla's ass right now.
Even NIO is on the rise, and they managed to perfect their battery swap technology. In May, NIO just announced their 20 millionth battery swap and 10 billion kilometers driven.
Wow.
On October 9th of this year, they announced their 30 millionth battery swap. Their process takes 5 minutes to receive a fully charged battery that is trickle charged, not supercharged, extending the life of the batteries. A 5-minute procedure instead of however long you're going to be waiting in these lineups. That's pretty impressive. Longtime followers of Tesla may remember Musk was awarded hundreds of millions of dollars in grants and credits to develop this type of battery swap technology for their vehicles between 2012 and 2015. But the tech they were paid to develop was never brought to market and was eventually forgotten about altogether.
Where did that money go? Huh? Again, more empty promises, more money taken. Where is the money? Now, again, those of you guys who are still fans of Elon, okay, you say, but Duke, I'm sure there's a great reason why hundreds of $1 millions in grants and money is just disappeared and we're no longer talking about it. I'm sure Elon has a great project for that money in the future. You could believe that. However, those of us who are still in reality, we believe the opposite. Where's the money is the Elon who, where them grants go? Because that's taxpayer money. So that means everybody who lives in the state or country that you got them grants for are affected by it, especially knowingly or unknowingly. Where did that money go? We cannot just simply forget about it, sweep it under the rug, and just like not say anything else. Come on, bruh. Where's the money? People have to start asking these questions. We need to know. What did he do with this cash? Did he fund it, a different project with it? Did he put it in his personal coffers? Where did it go? A lady, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. Lady says Tesla would get money from letting other brands use their charging stations starting this year. Anyways, AK was crying online. Is this that bad? Yeah, that's gonna be tomorrow's episode. We gotta. If AK was crying, we gotta react to it because I've never seen Big Act cry. I've seen him try to shit on women and yell at them and get a gun pulled on him, but I've never seen him cry. I've seen him get fist fights with women. I've never seen him cry. I think this would be an interesting episode. Shout out to you. Chris Kozar with the $5 super chat says, if Common Sense Skeptic could expose Sus Marquardt, that would be great. Yeah, that's a great idea, actually. This guy, he ended up debating Destiny, and he got exposed by Destiny. But yeah, he did this company called Fletch App, and it was basically a scam. He scammed his own investors. All right, he took off with the money. There was Art Grant's Cool House Lab, and there was another investor that dumped money into this project. And then before you know it, the money was gone. He then later on comes on YouTube because it's about $250,000 that was invested in this company. After the company dissolved, he comes on YouTube bragging about how he was counting $200,000 in cash in front of everybody, right? And then he does tell this weird story about how he was able to keep his investors at bay and then make off with the money because he was shuffling employees around. So what the investors thought with the CEO wasn't actually the CEO, was somebody else. And he was the actual one pulling the strings behind the scenes. He scammed a bunch of people. Yeah, that would be a good project for Common Sense. That guy's a huge scammer, bro.
Just one more failed promise from years gone by.
Do you have an approximate timeline in mind for the robotaxi, driven or non-driven? What excites you most about how this project is progressing?
Well, the robotaxi is like necessarily non-driven. I guess I'm very excited about our progress with autonomy. The end-to-end, nothing but nets, self-driving software is amazing. Drives me all around Austin with no interventions. It's clearly the right move. And it's really pretty amazing. And obviously that same software and approach will enable optimists to learn how to do things simply by looking.
Optimus is the freaking robot he's trying to design, the little android thing, which, again, you got Boston Dynamics, who built a better robot than Optimus. All right, the Optimus robot can barely stand up.
Obviously, Musk went off the rails with his answer here. He never did answer the question. But this belief he shares that developing autonomous software for cars will somehow enable the Optimus robot to perform domestic tasks is a leap that very few experts are willing to make. Seems that if Musk was serious about developing autonomous vehicles, that would be the sole focus of the software engineers, without any concern for how a four-wheeled vehicle, essentially operating in a 2D space, would generate code for use in a bipedal mannequin operating mainly in 3 dimensions.
And this bipedal mannequin can't even walk on its own. That's how crazy this is. You're talking about putting car technology into a robot. You don't even have a fully automated car. It's a glorified freaking cruise control. That's basically what it is. You haven't built anything. So again, calling it automated is a bit of a stretch. And then saying you're gonna put the same technology in your Optimus robot, knowing fully well that your shit could barely walk. Y'all want to see what this robot looks like? Hold up, let me pull it up real quick. Optimus. Elon Musk. Here we go. Y'all, you see the robot in action over here. What is this? What is this? Now, some of y'all might be looking like, oh, dude, what is wrong with you? I mean, this is cool. Like, this is a cool robot. Can you design a robot that can put blue squares in blue trays and green squares in green trays? Can you design that, dude? No, I can't. But I do know a company that's doing way better than what this shit is. Look at this. Chat. What the fuck? Look at this. I thought this was CGI this entire time. All right. I didn't realize these guys were actually designing something that can do things like this. And yet, on Tesla's end, we got this. Hold on. I'm sorry, bro. This is just way better. This is just, honestly, if I saw this on a battlefield, I would be terrified. Okay, I would be absolutely terrified. Just look at it's vaulting a goddamn platform. What Elon, what the fuck is this? The fuck is this? Look at this. This thing can barely walk. Even look at the way it's built. It doesn't even like it's built to do things like this. Whoa! Bruh! No wonder Elon hates Boston Dynamics so much. There's a big reason why. His robots could barely walk. Meanwhile, Boston Dynamic robots are doing obstacle courses better than Marine drill sergeants can do. All right? Like, it's crazy. They're doing backflips off of platforms, vaulting platforms, and all this shit. Meanwhile, we got red squares, blue squares, and green squares. Like, get out of here, Elon. You're out of the
next
game.
statement goes back into La La Land.
Extremely exciting in the long term. And, given that economic output is number of people times productivity, you no longer have a constraint on people. Effectively, you've got a humanoid robot that can do as much as you'd like. Your economy is quasi-infinite, infinite for all intents and purposes. And I don't think anyone's going to do it better than Tesla, not by a long shot.
You're a liar.
You also need to be able to design the humanoid robot in such a way that it can be mass manufactured. And then at some point, the robots will manufacture the robots.
Musk has mentioned this before in previous interviews, that having robots take the menial jobs away from humans is somehow going to open the doors to an economic utopia, and that is just not realistic. The big brain doublespeak term that Musk uses here is quasi-infinite in a finite system. Quasi-infinite is one of those terms that Musk uses on a regular basis. He used it last year in pretty much the exact same context. In 2014, he was using it to describe the demand for battery storage. And in 2016, that was his term of choice describing the solar roof tiles he presented to investors to lure Tesla into buying Solar City. We know now that that entire roof tile presentation in 2016 was completely fraudulent.
A scam, another scam, bro. This, again, those guys who are, again, I get it. You're fans of Elon. It makes sense, right? What are you not seeing the same scams? Are we seeing? This guy has at this point, he has a full-blown resume of scams and empty promises that he has not delivered. Okay, again, let me show you the Tesla bot. Let me show you all the Tesla bot real quick. I didn't show you all the Tesla bot. Watch this. This is the best it could do after all of this hype. We got one arm that's not even attached to the robot itself. Meanwhile, this is what's really going on. Compare this to this. Come on, bro. How can they even compare? Meanwhile, over here, they're over here doing this. Hell no. Hell no. That is Skynet realized right there. Listen, if there was like a big war versus Boston Dynamic bots and Tesla bots, these are getting smoked. They're getting smoked, bro. I'm telling you right now. You can mount a gun to these things. All right, you can mount anything to these things, and they would be dangerous. They would be dangerous. Elon, again, with these empty promises and scams, you're not even close to producing any of this.
To top it off, quasi-infinite is an oxymoron, like military intelligence. Something is either infinite or it's not. Adding quasi, which means seemingly but not really, completely negates it then from being infinite.
Quasi-infinite.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Assuming that Optimus is at all capable of doing the jobs and replacing humans, what is to happen to those humans? Where are they supposed to work now to make money to buy the goods and services provided by robots?
Facts.
Also, robots are already involved in workplaces, doing the heavy lifting,
Facts.
etc.
It's
And the most
already
effective robots
happening.
are custom designed to the task at hand. As a matter of fact, Musk tried to outfit the initial Model 3 assembly line entirely with robots, and that was an abject failure. Humans, he said at the time, are largely underrated. Human-looking robots, on the other hand, not so much. Long story short, having Optimus replace humans in the workplace is not only highly unlikely, even if successful, it would be a problem. Musk does the braggart thing again, and this time he also takes a shot at Boston Dynamics.
And I don't think anyone's going to do it better than Tesla, not by a long shot. Boston Dynamics is impressive, but their robot lacks a brain.
Hey, yo,
Here's the thing.
chat. This man says their robot lacks a brain. Elon has the balls to say Boston Dynamics robots lacks a brain. Look at this shit. Compare that to this. Hey, I think your robots lack a brain, to Elon. I think your robots are the one that are lacking brains right now. Come on, dog. What are we doing?
Boston Dynamics robots do have a degree of artificial intelligence when navigating their environment. And the founder of BD, Mark Raber, who has been immersed in advanced robotics at Boston since 1992, has now founded the Boston Dynamics AI Institute in August of 2022, which is funded by parent company Hyundai. We put his knowledge of robotics and AI and any of the products that he's developed against the entire team at Tesla and their Optimus monstrosity any day, all day.
Mercedes is accepting legal liability for when its level 3 autonomous driving system Drive Pilot is active. Is Tesla planning to accept legal liability for FSD? And if so, when?
Well, there's a lot of people that assume we have legal liability. Judging by the lawsuits, we're certainly not being let off the hook on that front, whether we would like to or wouldn't like to.
Mercedes has a level 3 autonomous driving system called Drive Pilot. They announced they would willingly accept legal responsibility for accidents caused by the system while active. Musk attempts a joke about how the lawsuits are stacking up against Tesla from people who think Tesla should be held liable for accidents caused by their level 2 full self-driving program. This tells you everything you need to know about the level of responsibility taken by the respective companies toward their customers. It is night and day. Looking into Drive Pilot, Mercedes has gone above and beyond in their technology, and we got a good chuckle when we read this bit. Drive Pilot combines information gathered from radar, cameras, and LiDAR, and, get this, uses microphones to listen for sirens and sensors to detect wet pavement.
But mainly, they use LiDAR. LiDAR sensors. You know, the same thing Elon thought was a horrible idea.
It also shows other drivers that an autonomous system is in use by showing blue lights around the exterior. And then Musk starts droning on about how special FSD AI is. Listen to the gibberish.
Some people understand the profundity of the Tesla AI system, most very few. It's basically baby AGI. It has to understand reality in order to drive. Baby AGI.
Baby AGI, he calls it. And again, no, it's bloody not. Nor is it going to be. This is a term he's heard around a water cooler somewhere, then stolen to regurgitate. Baby AGI refers to a concept where AI systems are designed to mimic the cognitive abilities of human infants or young children. This in no way whatsoever reflects what's going on with Musk's level 2 ADAS that he calls FSD. A human baby develops by using every available sense, especially the sense of touch.
What? Elon, how about you just build the fucking car that works instead of an autonomous baby? I mean, do we want more of these walking around here? I mean, I'm sorry, not walking, waddling. Do we want Optimus Jr. waddling around your house? Come on, bro. Most people can't even take care of their own kids, yet little robot baby. Can we stop it, Elon? Enough with these promises. You are again. I told you there was gonna be another thing. He's gonna get people to pay for so he can get funding to dump into his other empty promises. We don't need a baby. We need these Tesla trucks out in production like yesterday. Okay, you need to stop with these ideas, these big brain, far out ideas, and you need to stick to brass tacks and things that are actually functional in reality. Okay, and you're not doing that. You're too far in the clouds, bro. Get your head out of the sky. We got to focus on reality because there are pitchforks and mobs sitting right outside your house right now, waiting for their money back. Maybe they're not sitting, but when they wake up and realize they're being scammed, they will be around your house with pitchforks and torches asking for their money. All right, where did my money go, Elon? That's what they're going to be doing. You expect somebody to wait 10 years? Meanwhile, in 10 years, you're trying to build robot babies? What's wrong with you?
Expect your FSD to control a humanoid robot at some point, you'd better revisit the sensory deficiency in your originating system.
Will Optimus be working on Gigafactory lines next year? If so, how many would you guess will be deployed?
I'm not ready to discuss details of the Optimus program, but we will provide periodic updates online.
So after saying in a previous segment that the robots will be building robots, Now Musk won't answer a simple question about what time frame should be expected here. Keep in mind, these questions are coming from investors in the company.
The time frame about 2061. Yeah, that's when you're gonna see your first Tesla bot out in production. 2051. Congratulations.
Obviously bought into the previous promises and are now looking for answers and timelines. Instead, they hear this.
As you can see, we're Optimus a year ago could barely walk, and now it can do yoga. A few years from now, it can probably do ballet.
Ballet, hey? In a few years?
A few years from now, maybe it can do ballet. They're already doing ballet. Matter of fact, look at this. They're doing obstacle courses. Yoga, ballet. Could we do a backflip? How about a backflip? They can do a backflip already. They can do a backflip already, dog. What are we talking about? Oh, we can already do yoga. I mean, we just finally got the damn thing to walk. How much more do you expect of me? God damn it, dude, you are Elon. You are completely tone deaf, bro. Look at this. Yeah, look at this.
Now, just in case you ever in the future accidentally start thinking that Elon Musk is a genius again, remember these facts. Musk spent $44 billion and went deeply into debt, so he could personally gut Twitter, while at the same time having to hire engineers to cobble together an embarrassing bipedal demo robot. When for about 2% of that amount, he could have bought an established robotics company with existing products, lock, stock, and barrel in 2020. That's what Hyundai paid for their 80% stake in Boston Dynamics 3 years ago.
Whoa. Yeah, Honda's laying down the foundation to be a very powerful company in the future. If they bought this for $1 billion, Elon, instead of wait, time out. Elon spent over $40 billion on Twitter, which he renamed to X.com, and now it's doing even worse than ever before. Or he could have taken $1 billion of that in 2020 and bought this company or this business like Honda did. Elon, you're an idiot. You're an idiot, bro. I'm sorry, but like, why compete when you can just buy this for $1 billion? You already got the money. Like, I'm sorry, $40 billion for Twitter, a business that people absolutely hate. I mean, people on Twitter are just Twitter's a cesspool for idiots. All right, just idiots and fanatics. That's just it. All right, you could have just spent $40 billion on that, or $1 billion buying a company that has promise for the future. I'd spend $1 billion on that. Matter of fact, let's ask ChatGPT. Chat, put a 1 if you had $40 billion in the bank right now, sitting there, not really doing anything. Maybe it's earning you some money and interest, right? You got $40 billion, and you got two options. You could spend, let's say, 39 of it on Twitter and buy the largest social media platform out there, but you know for a fact it's a cesspool. Or you spend $1 billion, keep $39 billion, and buy this robotics company. Put a 1 if you would buy this robotics company. Put a 2 if you would buy Twitter. Let me know in the chat right now, because this lets me know if you're smarter than Elon, a supposed genius.
And that company will continue to make Optimus look like a fool's toy.
Neural net path planning represents a significant advance in capability and safety for FSD. What steps is Tesla taking to make this technology available outside the US?
So the question is, what steps are you taking towards getting FSD online outside the US? And listen to this long-winded response.
The more places we try to make it work, the harder the problem is. So the reason we don't do it in all countries simultaneously is that it would take much longer to make it work anywhere at all. That's why it's currently just North America. And also, for most parts of the world, you have to get approval before deploying things, whereas in the US, you can deploy things at risk, or at least take liability for what you deploy.
I don't know if that's a good idea, right? Because I don't think that's really good for the U.S. Yeah, in the U.S., you can just deploy things without really testing it. Other countries, Yeah, they actually care about their citizens. Yeah. Yeah. Ain't that so? It says a lot about us, huh? Hey, think about the food you're eating and the environment you're living in right now. Maybe the air is not too good and maybe the quality of food isn't that great. Right? Blame your country for that, because apparently they just send things out to market without testing it, according to Elon. That's why he's having such a hard time in international markets, because apparently some international countries, they actually care about their civilians. So they're not just going to get some guy to put some autonomous car on the road untested just right off the bat. No, it's got to be proven. And the proven part is what Elon is having a hard time with.
Whereas most countries require some sort of extensive approval program. We only want to go through that extensive approval program when we think it's kind of ready for prime time in that country.
You caught that, right? The greater reason why FSD is not being deployed worldwide is because for most parts of the world, you have to get approval before deploying things. Whereas in the US, you can deploy things at risk or at least take liability for what you deploy. Whereas most countries require some sort of extensive approval program. That's the quote. FSD was let loose on North American streets because we're the only idiots that allowed that to happen without proper approvals in place.
Oh, shit! Yo!
Compare that to what Musk just said about accepting liability for FSD on public streets the way Mercedes is doing. Tesla is fighting every claim in court, but Musk just said he knows he is liable for what he unleashed on our unsuspecting public. If you're an attorney representing clients in any FSD action against Tesla, this statement is the silver stake that you need to drive through Musk's heart in court.
Yo, peep game. Common Sense Skeptic is letting you in on game right now. For those of you guys who got your money unfortunately stuck with one of Elon's empty promises, this might be your way out if you can find a class action lawsuit. Okay, just think about that. Download this shit right now.
Download it.
Not on my platform. Go to his platform and download it.
Archive it immediately. At this point, there's a long rambling question from a French reporter about the economics of autonomous vehicles. We'll spare you the question and just give you the answer that Musk provided, which is equally long-winded and rambling, but it shows Musk's disconnect from reality.
The economics of a fully autonomous vehicle are truly astounding in a positive way. When you look at passenger vehicles today, they only get about 10 to 12 hours of usage per week. If you drive an hour and a half a day on average, that's roughly 10 hours a week out of 168 hours. And then there's also, you got parking and insurance. You got to take care of the car. It's like there's a lot of overhead. The economics of the system are just insanely positive, given that the car, like all of the cars we're making and have made for a while, if you're able to, say, increase the utility of that car by a factor of 5, which still only means that you increase the value of that by 5, but it still costs the same.
So did you catch that recycled lie about how all Tesla cars are fully hardware equipped for full autonomy? Musk has been selling that line since at least 2016. It wasn't true then, when the vehicles were equipped with radar and ultrasonics, and it isn't true now that they're down to pure vision. For this nonsense about increasing the utility of your vehicle by a factor of 5, most of the statement is hog swallow to begin with.
What
you
a
still have to have
liar.
a parking spot for it. You still have to have insurance on the car. But if you're allowing that car to be used by strangers 4/5 of the time, that is no longer a personal vehicle. That's a commercial vehicle, requiring commercial licensing and insurance. Further, the car won't be available to you 4/5 of the time, and the vehicle is going to experience 400% more use, which means more battery cycles, more tire changes, more brake changes, more abuse of the interior. You're going to burn through your warranty mileage 5 times as fast, and that will include the warranty.
He said this car, the robo-taxi, was supposed to be ready 3 years ago. It was supposed to hit production 2020. That's the promise Elon made. We're 3 years past 2020, still no robo-taxis. You're scamming people, Elon, and it's only a matter of time till you get caught.
On the battery, which is almost $20,000 to replace in a Model 3. Oh, and good luck getting a service appointment anytime soon if the car breaks down. You haven't increased the value of this vehicle by 5. You've cut the life expectancy of this vehicle by 80% or more by pouring it out to the public, and your vehicle is probably not even going to be in your driveway when you need it. Finally, to state the obvious, if everybody fell for this statement and bought a Tesla to use as a robotaxi, who the hell is going to be left to use them?
Facts.
Rod Lash from Wolf Research.
Can you give us maybe a sense of the rate of improvement that you see from the changes that you alluded to, the factory changes you alluded to? Is there a way maybe to convey the speed of improvement on your existing product from here? And then related to that, can you share the timing of your next gen, the lower priced product that you talked about earlier this?
Again, what the investors are talking about, it makes sense because they're talking about, hey, you tell us the speed and the time frame on when these product or the next one you're promising is gonna get done. Because again, from when we're sitting, nothing's getting done. We just hear a bunch of empty promises. Facts. Again, it's high time people who are investing their money need to start asking questions about where their money is going to.
This year?
Not at this time.
Okay.
Of
And
course, he
just
doesn't
as a
answer it.
follow-up, obviously price is also a driver of demand, but that's obviously not happening in a vacuum. And you mentioned that you're also maybe hitting the law of large numbers on some of your products. Can you just share how you're thinking about price elasticity just at this point and in this macro environment?
I think that there's very significant price elasticity. I mean, to be totally frank, if our car costs the same as a RAV4, nobody would buy a RAV4.
This barb out of nowhere.
What? Whoa. I'm sorry, bro. If you price your car the same amount as a RAV4, there are people out there that will buy a RAV4. Have you ever heard of Toyota supremacy? That's people who have Toyotas that think they have the best car in the world. And no offense to Toyota drivers, I'm just saying there are other cars out there that could probably do a little bit better. I'm just saying. But again, that's the thing. So this guy is saying, hey, listen, if I made my Tesla trucks the same price as a RAV4, no one's gonna buy a RAV4. I think you're wrong. Okay, people will buy Toyotas because people love Toyotas, and Toyotas have their own electric vehicles. All right, and they're probably gonna be better than your Tesla trucks that don't even know how to get over a curb. All right, just what are you talking about, Elon? Just because you price it the same level, which it probably wouldn't even be at that price. He's just talking shit. But it's just dumb that he said that. You're not gonna beat Toyota at this level, bro.
At Toyota is a little ironic. See, towards the beginning of Tesla's history in 2010, Toyota actually teamed up with Tesla on a project that was supposed to produce an electrified version of the RAV4. The $50 million cash infusion provided by Toyota in the form of a stock purchase in the early days gave Tesla the liquidity it needed to get its feet under it and moving forward. It's how Tesla wormed their way into the California NUMMI factory in the beginning, through their connection with Toyota, even though the RAV4 EV project eventually bombed. It seems Musk is no longer as appreciative as he once was to Toyota for keeping Tesla alive. Now, referring to this snipe, in the US alone, Toyota sells between 30 and 40,000 RAV4 ICE SUVs every month fairly consistently, with a base model MSRP of about 30,000 US. Car and Driver gives the vehicle 8.5 stars out of 10. And if the Tesla Model 3, being the bare-bones, stripped-out, featureless interior that it offers, was the same price, despite Musk's claim to the contrary, it would not likely have a serious effect in RAV4 sales volume. At the 33-minute mark, Musk gets this question from Will Stein at Truist, starting off the monologue containing the most quoted phrase of this call. Here's the whole thing for full context.
Let's now go to analyst questions. The first question comes from Will Stein from Truist.
We learned earlier in the call, it sounds like you don't think the truck will ramp to significant volume until its third year of production. Should we have a similar anticipation for the ramp of the next-gen platform, or is there any reason that we should be maybe more optimistic or pessimistic about the ramp profile there?
To be clear, it's not really the third year of production. It's kind of like technically there are 3 calendar years in there, but there's actually only 18 months, not 3 years. I would be very disappointed if it took us, and that would be shocking if it took us 3 years. But 18 months from initial deliveries to reach volume and reach prosperity with an immense, I can't tell you how much blood, sweat, and tears level required to achieve that.
Lie, bro.
I've been through it many times.
Yeah,
I mean, Cybertruck is, yeah, I mean, we dug our own grave with Cybertruck. You know, nobody.
Hey, yo! Do y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Let me roll it back real quick. Let me roll it back.
Yeah, I mean, we dug our own grave with Cybertruck. You know, nobody, you know, in general. Yeah, I mean, we dug our own grave with Cybertruck. You know, nobody, you know, in general. Yeah, I mean, we dug our own grave with Cybertruck. You know, nobody, you know, in general,
We dug our own grave with Cybertruck. This statement right here made me lose a lot of fucking money in my portfolio, bro. Fuck you, Elon. Like, seriously, fuck you. like, how dare you, bro? Of course, you didn't think that building an unnecessary expensive truck with parts that shouldn't be put in a truck would you think that would be somehow economical for your Tesla brand or company? You don't think that's going to help you lose more money adding unnecessary parts to trucks or unnecessary designs that doesn't need to be there? Oh, gee willikers, I wonder who else could have told you that your Tesla truck idea was bad. I wonder who else. Okay, maybe your investors who were screaming at the top of the lungs when you first unveiled the product, all right, and said, hey, you know what? I don't think people are going to buy this low-res truck, dog. It doesn't make any sense. All right. But you, Elon, you just had to get your way. And Elon is known for doing this. He's known for trying to get his way. I mean, think about it. When he had PayPal, y'all remember I think he wanted to rename PayPal X.com. That was the original company he wanted to rename X, right? But all of a sudden, a lot of people who were smart were saying, hey, bro, X.com sounds like a porn site. Okay, we're a payment processing site. We don't want to sound like a porn site. Okay, Elon? Elon got pissed off. But again, we got PayPal. Thank God. It could have been, hey, send your money through X.com. Imagine how that would have looked, right? Horrible. But again, this guy, he doesn't get it. There's just more issues with his ego we're seeing on display.
Big things are very better than themselves. So Cybertruck is one of those special products that comes only once in a long while. And special products that come along once in a long while are just incredibly difficult to bring to market, to reach volume, to be prosperous. It's the nature of the newness.
That was the most quoted phrase for headlines immediately following the call. We dug our own grave with the Cybertruck. And we have to agree with him there. Even if the Cybertruck was being delivered to people for the price they put deposits down on, even if it was a steel exoskeleton instead of a unibody casting, there's nothing remarkable about this vehicle, which is destined to be a small volume niche vehicle driven only by Silicon Valley tech bros. Actual truck people looking for a practical vehicle are not interested.
Facts!
At this point of the call, Musk launches into a rant about people who work from home, which is something most office people and creatives are more than able to do if they have the right resources in place. This is not the first time that Musk has whined at length about people wanting to telecommute.
Honestly, I'd say it's like somewhat correlates with the why doesn't everyone work from home crowd. I mean, this is like some real Marie Antoinette vibes from people that say, why does everyone work?
Huh? Some real Marie Antoinette vibes. What are you talking about? You know, it's way more efficient to work from home, not only for the employees, but the employers as well, because you don't have to invest huge resources in commercial real estate where you can just let your people work from home. All right. And it helps with work-life balance for your employees as well. Listen, ever since COVID, work from home is here to stay. It's not going to forever disappear. Of course, there are idiots like Elon who are, and this is part of the whole right-wing thing, because a lot of right-wingers are like, oh, all these liberals and lefties, they want work from home and they want the easy life. Real men will come to work and they work their bones to the knuckle. All right. It's like, yo, chill out, dog. I like my work from home environment because a lot of my job doesn't actually require me to be physically present. And it makes sense because I can be at home. I can do other things. Okay. And my work-life balance is perfect. All right. Unlike most people, all right, they probably would appreciate a little bit work from home, but Elon apparently doesn't think it's a good idea. Though, hey, put a 1 in the chat if you guys have a work from home job, right? Because Elon he thinks that's stupid. He thinks you should be sleeping in the factory floor like he does. What a freaking idiot this guy! I can't stand him. I can't stand this guy.
From home. Like, what about all the people that have to come to the factory and fill the cars? What about all the people that have to go to the restaurant and make your food and deliver your food? It's like, what are you talking about? I mean, how detached from reality is the work from home crowd have to be while they take advantage of all those?
How detached from reality, he says.
Like,
hey,
why did
how about you give us our Tesla trucks, huh? Detached from reality. Where's our trucks, my guy?
I sleep in the factory so many times because it mattered.
Did you hear the crybaby tears at the end?
Yeah,
it sounds like Musk actually believes his own bullshit story about sleeping on the factory floor for 3 years to single-handedly fix all the problems on the vehicle production line. We completely annihilated that claim in our Debunk Elon Musk TED Talk 2022 series.
Whoa, hold up. Yeah, there's a lot more Elon videos here to cover. Holy shit. You mean to tell me this whole sleeping at a factory was a lie? Oh yeah, we gotta cover that soon.
Those of you who missed this gem, it is one of our best bits, and we decided it's worth a replay because every bit is as relevant now as it was 15 months ago. Just watch all the nonsense that Musk was promoting during this time frame and see if you can catch any of the claims in here that never came true. Now, we've already demonstrated what a load of crap this statement is using nothing more complicated than his Twitter log charting tweets over time. However, since he brought it up again, it seems like we might be able to delve a little bit further into this using the tweets themselves from this self-described 3-year period of excruciating pain, living and sleeping on the factory floor so that his workers could see and smell him. We can also see from past news releases what his public appearance schedule looked like, because he obviously was not in the office on those days either. The 3 years in question...
You goddamn liar, Elon. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, what is with these rich people and their obsession to make themselves look like the hard worker and the most down-to-earth people, right? Because they have these rag-to-riches story, and then they also talk about or brag about how hard they work. We see this all over the place with these entrepreneurs, right? And it's like these guys are sitting there like, I work so hard. Hey, you guys want to know how to be successful? You got to work hard. You got to grind. You got to grind. You got to grind. It's a grind society that we're in. And then you look at the guys who are teaching you and selling courses on how to grind, and it turns out they're not grinding themselves. Matter of fact, these guys lead the most leisure lifestyle that it's like, wait, you telling me to work hard, but we looking at how you live is pretty leisurely. That's interesting. All right. Again, these people, they're just interested, if anything else, in more of selling an image than actually, being real. And the reality is Elon Musk didn't come from a broke background in South Africa. No, his parents were filthy fucking rich. All right. This guy didn't invent Tesla. He stole it from people. All right. He's basically the modern day Thomas Edison wrapped up with Saint the Sinner and sprinkle a little bit of Andrew Tate on top. You get Elon. I mean, you can't make this shit up. Ghost Rider, shout out to you for the $2 super chat. It says Tesla is bringing back Furby for $9 billion by now. Hey, yo. Listen, I feel like it's so easy for him to come up with a scam now, right? He just has to say something and his bots are going to pick it up, right? The Elon Muskrats, right? Shout out to Common Sense. That was a good one, right? The Elon Muskrats, right? They're going to buy it no matter what, right? Again, it's the same question when we ask in the Red Pill. When we ask, who are these incels that pay for these OnlyFans accounts and they do all these things? Because I don't, for the life of me, the people I hang out with, right, they don't buy OnlyFans account, all right? Or maybe they do, and I don't know. I don't know, right? But they don't, as far as I know, right? So we have to ask, who are funding these women that these men complain about so much? And then we turn out it's these men, particularly these men on Fresh and Fit. They're the ones who are massively funding these women, right? Again, you got to look at the muskrat in the same scenario, right? Who in the right mind would fund this bullshit and pay for a vehicle that they're not going to see within the next 10 years? Who in the right mind would do it? And then you realize it's an Elon Muskrat. They were the ones who were likely to fall for this shit. Again, there are stand bots in just about every industry out there right now, all right? If you find some kind of ideologue or some kind of what is a controversial personality types like Elon, okay, you're gonna find a cult personality forming around that individual. It just is what it is.
And our 2017 to 2019, and these are just some of the highlights we picked up. January 29, 2017, Musk hosted the first Hyperloop competition. This happened again in August of the same year, July 2018, and July 2019. Across these 4 competitions, not one of the vehicles was running on air bearings, nor was able to carry even a single human down track.
Wow, what a
working
failure.
with President Trump's advisory council on an immigration order amendment, because he's obviously an authority on immigrants somehow. On March 24th, just after midnight, Musk was wondering where the...
Well, listen, because Elon Musk, the one thing you got to understand, he's right-wing grifting. He's a right-wing grifter now. You guys got to understand that, which could possibly be a problem. And we've had a chat. Y'all are OGs. Y'all should know this by now. Since we covered Andrew Tate, you got to understand, Elon Musk is right behind it. The whole reason for the Tucker Carlson interview, shout out to Baseball, the whole reason for the Tucker Carlson interview was because of Elon. Elon owns Twitter. Meanwhile, because Tucker Carlson has some deal with Twitter. That's why he's able to have his exclusive shows on Twitter. It makes sense why he's able to do that. But again, if it wasn't for Elon, there would probably be no Andrew Tate interview like that. But Elon is one of these guys who's running into this old right-wing grift, and that's why he's going in on work from home jobs that, because it's a dog whistle to right-wingers, right? Oh, this is Marie Antoinette kind of thinking. It's a dog whistle to the right-wingers because he wants to give that impression, say, hey, you Trump supporters and Andrew Tate fans, I'm for you. I'm just like the average Joe, okay? They're trying to silence me for free speech. I wouldn't be surprised once this dude gets indicted for all these fraudulent Ponzi schemes he's been perpetuating for this long. He's going to claim freedom of speech. Yep, they're attacking me. I've been speaking my mind. That's why they're getting me. It's not because of the multi-million-dollar fraud I've been committing that got me on freedom of speech. I would listen. The right-wing party has, and this is not excluding the left, because the left has issues, major issues, especially with this conflict that's going on, right? Again, but here's the thing, right? The right is horrible in their hypocrisy because they would outright support traffickers, okay, while trying to demonize their other side and say, no, you guys are out here trying to degrade society. Let's go ahead and platform scammers and traffickers because they're good Christian people that you need to be listening to. Wake the fuck up, people. You're being scammed.
Aliens are. May 16, 2017, this little gem about the Boring Company. On June 1st that year, after realizing he wasn't cut out for the job, Musk quit Trump's presidential council using the Paris Accord as his excuse.
Wow!
Considering Musk consistently whines about government regulations and red tape, he should have been all for exiting that agreement. On June 16th, Musk was hard at work coming up with his Mars Plan version 2 vaporware CGI presentation. On July 6th, Musk was in Australia promoting their utility-scale lithium-ion battery. July 15th, Musk appeared at the National Governors Association. Apparently, they declined to hold it on the Tesla factory floor, so Musk had to travel to Rhode Island for that. July 20th, Musk announces he's received verbal government approval, whatever that is, for the Boring Company, which has no Hyperloop technology whatsoever, to build an underground New York to Philadelphia to Baltimore to DC Hyperloop. This 330-kilometer long, 29-minute service line is expected to open for the general public to use in the June of 2000 and never. August 3rd, Musk was telling his followers SpaceX would be launching NASA astronauts to the ISS next year.
That's not
Didn't
happening.
happen in 2018, also didn't happen in 2019. But to be fair, Starliner did not hit that goal either. On August 11th, Musk was advocating for the regulation of AI, a product experts confirm he knows absolutely nothing about. On September 28th, Musk's new Mars plant is unveiled. ITS is replaced with BFR in the CGI videos, and that causes all of his fans to drool. On October 24th, tweeting how Tesla was helping re-electrify Puerto Rico following a double whammy of hurricanes Irma and Maria. The system depicted here was never used since it blew out the power circuits of the building when it was connected.
Wow.
And they wound up having to rely on diesel generators. October 28th, Musk was promoting the Boring Company's LA tunnel. November 16th, Musk unveiled the Tesla Semi, which is still not in production 5 years later.
Again, for those of you companies that put money into that project, you need to be asking, where did my money go? Shout out Allegiance. Shout out to you for the $5 super chat. It says, Elon Musk ruined Twitter. Facts. That's not an understatement. He did. He did. You got to pay for verification badges. What? Any old scammer can do that. Like, you're not protecting anyone. It's sad. But shout out to you. It says he's stealing Tesla's original finder idea. What a psychopath. He's the modern day Thomas Edison. We're living in a pretty interesting era of society, right? We're in the golden age of scammers. But what if this is what Thomas Edison was like back in his day? Right, chat, think about this. What if we were alive during Thomas Edison's day, right? And remember, we got Nikola Tesla, who was working for Edison at the time, right? Because Edison didn't invent the light bulb. You got actually smart people behind them. And it sucks that Nikola Tesla didn't actually get the credit that he actually deserved for inventing a lot of this shit. You got instead these Elon Musk type Edisons out here who are just stealing shit and taking over crap and then putting their name or stamp on it. That's it, right? But I think if we were living in an era of Thomas Edison, we would probably see the exact same shit we're seeing now. It's just probably not a lot of people are going to do anything about it, though. I would think, right?
November 29th, Musk announces a high-speed loop serving Chicago's O'Hare Airport from downtown. That never happened. December 11th, Musk was using Twitter to promote his Boring Company flamethrowers that were not a flamethrower. And a couple days before Christmas 2017, he was belittling people with PhDs, probably because he doesn't have one and wanted one for Christmas.
That sounds like Sus Marquardt. Yo, this sounds too much like
ass.
Wow, the similarities are too much. Yo, Elon. Yo, I don't know, chat. I don't know. Something's wrong.
Moving into 2018, on February 6th, Musk launched Martin Eberhardt's Roadster into space on Falcon Heavy. Of course, Musk personally attended that launch. In March of 2018, Musk gets a new compensation package that he authored himself, allowing him to siphon $55.8 billion in stock options over 10 years out of the company. He didn't actually tweet about that.
Yo, if you're invested in that company, you need to talk about this right now. Like, how is the CEO just taking money out of the company just like that? It's like he's treating this company as his own piggy bank.
April 1st, Musk sends out a tweet saying Tesla has gone completely and totally bankrupt. This is a prediction that continues to play out today. April 22nd was Musk's big robotaxi pitch, declaring 1 million driverless vehicles would be on the road by next year.
We don't have that. He doesn't even have the technology set up for that yet. This guy just makes a bunch of empty promises. Again, more empty promises.
Years later, that ETA remains unaltered. It is still being promised next year. April 27th, Musk used his account to woo Grimes with this tweet, telling her that comets are made mainly out of cocaine. And by May 7th, Musk had collected together enough comet dust to win Grimes over, debuting together at the Met Gala. On May 21st, Musk tweets a threat to withhold stock options from employees planning to unionize at Tesla. This tweet resulted in a 3-year legal action against Musk and Tesla.
This right here is a problem because he knowingly defrauded his own employees. So not only are you defrauding your customers, but you're also defrauding your employees. It don't make no sense at all.
2 days later, he's ranting about creating a website called Pravda to track core truth in media articles. Thankfully for him, he never followed up with this either. Otherwise, he'd be in real trouble. Just as an FYI.
And you have to ask yourself this question. Why is someone who's a billionaire like Elon Musk involved in like free speech type of like rhetoric that he's spewing out there if he wasn't already trying to ingratiate himself with the right? I wouldn't be surprised if at some point this dude is probably going to tease a presidential run, but pull a Kanye at the last minute.
Pravda was the official publication of Soviet communists. On July 15th, it was the Thai cave rescue that Musk tried to make all about him. His concept for a rescue sub was rejected, and Musk took it personally. What followed was a series of tweets referring to a hero of the day as a pedophile. That was another legal issue for Musk.
This right here was super fucked up. Right here. If anything, I'm glad it resulted in a lawsuit. What this proves, Elon Musk has a pretty fucked up ego because it's like, dude, we're not even dealing with your life. We're not dealing with anybody's life or anyone in the West or anywhere else around the world. We're dealing with kids who are trapped in a tunnel, okay? And you out here putting out stupid rocket ideas that are not going to help in this situation. We're going to expert telling you this is not going to work in this situation, so we're not going to go with your idea. Instead of you saying, okay, here's someone expert in tunneling and caves, and I don't know anything about that. I'll just accept his expertise, and he doesn't need my rocket-powered products. So we're going to move aside. But does Elon do that? No. Instead, he pulls a low-brain freaking incel move, and what he ends up doing is accusing this guy, this dude who saved people's lives, all right, as a pedophile. Elon, you of all people. Meanwhile, you're platforming guys like Andrew Tate, who's accused of trafficking minors, and you have the balls to call somebody who saved lives a pedophile. You're a fucked up dude. You need help. Your ego's just out of you're just out of freaking line, dog.
Then on August 7th, the infamous 420 tweet that cost Musk $40 million and the chair at Tesla. We heard from Grimes' girlfriend Azalea Banks that this tweet was sent out from his home while Musk was tripping on acid. August 15th, nuke Mars. He clarified it was his intention to nuke Mars continuously to create artificial suns above Mars to somehow make it more livable.
What? How is nuking Mars going to create artificial suns? Your goal is to create an atmosphere, right? So you're releasing the carbons. And that's assuming if he's assuming he's going to nuke the ice. caps on Mars, because then you can release the carbon dioxide and hopefully terraform the planet. But it's going to take an insane amount of nukes to even accomplish that goal. So Elon, I think you're just high and tweeting things. Again, I'm noticing Andrew Tate and Trump behaviors with this guy. All right, because you remember when Trump was president, these random tweets out of nowhere would just like it just scare a bunch of people because they're like, "Yo, what's wrong with Trump? Like, why is he doing this?" And then come to find out, the dude is watching an episode of Tucker Carlson, gets pissed off, and then tweets about it. That's how we figured out the mystery behind Trump's tweets at like 2 a.m. Right? We're trying to like, yo, what is this man talking about? Did he forget he's the leader of the free world? Hey, Trump. Hey, Trump, it got so bad they had to take his phone from him, right? So if Trump is doing this bad, all right, and then we already know Andrew Tate's situation. Andrew Tate, he can't stop talking. Matter of fact, he's dug in himself a deeper hole because he just keeps running his goddamn mouth, okay? So it's like, yo, shut up. Shush. Stop talking. You're making things bad for us, right? Who are these people around them? That's what I gotta know, right? Just take their phones away. Hey, no more tweets. All right. Elon, do you know you're the CEO and chairman of a multi-billion-dollar company? One tweet can lose us billions, not millions. Billions of dollars in valuation. You understand that, Elon? So how about we just take your phone away and hand it to this professional over here who can handle your tweets, okay? Just like Andrew Tate. You know your tweets can land you in prison, right? Every tweet you put out that even remotely is considered as self-snitching, you're going to prison for a long time, right? Same thing with Trump. You know your tweets can possibly lead to a nuclear war. Again, I'm noticing something across these personality types that I'm not sure I like.
The next day, Musk gives an emotional interview to the New York Times, admitting an Ambien dependency, among other health concerns. On September 7th, that was Musk's famous pot-smoking interview with Joe Rogan, his first appearance of 3 on Rogan's podcast. September 29th, Musk settles with the SEC to avoid criminal fraud charges stemming from the 420 tweet. Less than a week later, Musk is goading the SEC by calling them the Short Seller Enrichment Commission after signing an agreement in good faith with them. On October 25th, send me your dankest memes. Apparently, the Fremont factory had a meme shortage that day that was holding up the production line for him. November 26th, Axios on HBO interviews Musk where he tells them Tesla was bleeding money like crazy.
We all knew this. That's why people were saying Tesla was highly overvalued, because we knew this was happening, dude. He's blowing money. And matter of fact, I'm gonna be real with y'all. That's where I suspected a lot of this guy's money went to, was Tesla and keeping that afloat, right? All these little harebrained schemes that we're trying to figure out, where is this money going to, right? I think it's to keep Tesla alive. And if you really think about it, it makes sense. All of Elon Musk's $200 billion net worth, or whatever it's worth now, all right, is tied up with Tesla. Don't you think that's a big enough incentive for him to make sure that he keeps that afloat, even if it means pulling money from failed or lack of promises that he's gonna fulfill later on, right? Don't you think it makes sense for him to risk his career or his reputation making fake promises just to recuperate costs to feed into Tesla? I think that's what's going on. That's why I'm like, yo, this is a Ponzi scheme, especially with all these unfulfilled projects. Where is that money going? And if you really think about it, it's going to Tesla, because here's how it works with him. Because of his valuation, although he is selling stocks and he's been doing that over time, he also does a thing that most CEOs of companies do. They take out loans against the shares they have in their company. So this guy has been living lavishly on a bunch of loans. I wouldn't be surprised if some of that was going to pay that off too, because again, he's taking out the loans against his company shares. Most government, not most governments don't count that as income. It's a loan, right? So again, he's got to pay that back, not to mention all the expenses Tesla is accruing, not even mentioning the lawsuits that he has to deal with. Again, Tesla's not making money. You have to go ahead and ask the question, where are all these money going? Okay, and if somebody really dug deep into Elon and the projects he's doing, what exactly will they find? You'll be surprised. Yo, Bernie L with the $20 super chat. We need the ones in the chat right now for Bernie L. Shout out to you. Bernie L says Tesla stands for the Inflamed Supercharged LQK animation. Yo, bro. Yo, shout out to you, Bernie. Yeah, he's such a fraud. He's such a fraud. Look at these Tesla bots. They can walk now. Pretty soon, in the next 15 years, they may do yoga. or they may do salsa dancing. You'll never know, but we're waiting 15 years to find out.
Earlier about how Tesla would die without him. December 7th, the famous 60 Minutes interview took him away from aligning door panels so he could tell Leslie Stahl that he does not respect the SEC and that he handpicked Robin Denholm as his successor as chair at Tesla, even though she has no ability to stop him from doing what he wants.
That's what these people do. They put people they can control easily in the positions of power, but it's like a glorified job. You're just a gopher.
And on December 18th, Musk unveiled the Boring Company tunnel, featuring none of the promised technology that was supposed to accompany it. January 9th, Musk tweets that the Roadster will use cold gas thrusters from SpaceX to make the vehicle fly, which is pretty much impossible. February 19th, interviewed by Kathy Wood for ARK Invest. On March 6th, Musk decided the best use of his time was to Photoshop his own face on pics of The Rock.
What a fucking weirdo. I mean, what is this? Chat, what is this? This is obsession with self. It's not that he's flattering The Rock. No. He thinks he could be The Rock. That's how big his ego is. All right. Yo, what is wrong with this weirdo, bro? Like, that's crazy. A grown-ass man putting his face on another grown-ass man. Yo, come on, dog. Come on, Elon. What the fuck is this?
Good luck on burning those from your eyeballs. March 18th, he was interviewed by Jim Bridenstine for NASA. On April 2nd, Musk's first tweet about Doge happened at 2:24 in the morning, responding to a Dogecoin survey that wanted Musk to come on board as the CEO of the token. Little did they know what Musk had in store for them.
Loki, this was a bad idea. This was a really bad idea. This right here killed Doge. This appearance right here lost a bunch of people millions, possibly billions of dollars.
April 12th, he was interviewed by Lex Friedman. Musk announced his Twitter is pretty much complete nonsense at this point, took time off the assembly line in Fremont to type that into his computer. June 13th, Musk is interviewed by Todd Howard at E3 Coliseum to discuss all of his favorite video games. On July 21st, he shared probably the only thing he remembers from college chemistry. Also, it's wrong. Pure alcohol is a solvent, not a solution. Earlier the same day, he was interviewed by CBS Sunday Morning. July 29th, Musk was pumping up a solar roof production ramp that never happened. August 29th, he was debating Jack Ma in Shanghai.
Look at this. Look at Jack Ma. He's like, this guy is an idiot. You could just tell, bro. He's like, yeah, I am sitting across a complete tard. And Elon, and no one's going to question it because he's built such a powerful image. People think he's the real life's Tony Stark, but he's not. He's a dummy.
On September 8th, he was pretending he's Sheldon Cooper from Fun with Flags. September 24th, obsessing about the metric system. September 29th, interviewed by CNN about taking people to orbit within a year, which didn't happen. October 1st, interviewed by Tim Dodd about Starship. November 5th, interviewed at Air Force Space Pitch Day.
You know what I'm starting to think with these appearances that he's doing? I think is generating buzz around Elon. And when you generate buzz around Elon, people probably buy more into Tesla. So this is probably how he keeps his little stocks pumped, by just getting involved in these little headlines, making these empty promises that he knows he's not going to deliver, all in the goal to go ahead and pump the stock. This guy is, this is Bernie Madoff 2.0. You can't tell me different, chat. This is Bernie Madoff. The more I'm listening to this, the more I'm starting to realize all of these appearances he's doing is just to keep the stock price high because his net worth is tied to that. If it dips for any second, he loses value. And he's got loans backed against that, by the way.
November 12th, accepting a Car Magazine award in Germany. December 11th, fantasizing about life being a video game. The next day, fantasizing that we are nothing but brains and bats. And the day after that, his focus was in a galaxy far, far away, fawning over Baby Yoda. Yes, Musk had a very busy couple of years, but no, he did not spend every waking hour of every day on the production line, as he repeatedly claims.
Oh, shit. See, that's facts. We were still debunking this part. I was too busy debunking the other parts that he had. I mean, Elon has just so many lies. They're lies within lies. I forgot we were still on the fact that he lied about sleeping on the company floor. This guy wants people to not work from home anymore and then says, I had to sleep on the company floor. We went through all these different fucking events you've been a part of and lied about, by the way. And then here you, wow, bro, I almost forgot about this. Yo, chat, chat, bro. This guy is unreal. He's just too much for me right now.
Sleeping on floors? Maybe, but certainly not in a factory.
This is definitely a photo op. For sure a photo op, bro.
These claims are all just plays of an emotional manipulator for sympathy for his imagined martyrdom. So Musk can save the teary-eyed reminiscing of the most painful period of his life in all future interviews. The story he tells is obviously bullshit. The tears are fake, and everyone has already heard these fictional stories before. There is nothing to be gained from hearing them again at any point in the future.
Yeah, and this thing, it's the typical rags to riches story. Everybody does this. If you want to be famous online, or at least get the audience on your side, I mean, the ones who don't have any critical thinking skills whatsoever, you just tell a rag to riches story, because everybody is on the grind set mentality right now. And I think, honestly, I'm about to answer my own question I asked initially, where I was like, why are we living in the era of scams right now, where a bunch of people are just getting away with scams? And I think part of it is a lot of people live in the grind set mentality right now. What is the grind set mentality? Where a lot of people think they can be filthy freaking rich or earn six figures just by believing in their own what do you call it? Their own energy and thought process they put out there in the universe, and they just have to grind and they'll get there. It's like, yo, even if you grind all day, you still need a plan. Even if you have a plan, I can show you how many times people plan and then reality smacks them in the face and things don't go according to plan. So again, you can't really account for everything that's going to happen in life or where the hell you're going to end up. However, a lot of these younger kids, especially these Elon tards or Elon Muskrats, as Common Sense will put it, right? Listen, especially these guys, they're again, their economic status is probably not the greatest, all right? And they're looking at a guy, Elon, telling his rags to riches story about how he was this dirt broke guy in South Africa and somehow made it filthy freaking rich by inventing Tesla, all right? When you look beneath the surface, it's not true. But these younger guys or these people who are in these unfortunate situations, right, or whatever you want to call it, or situations where they find less valuable, right? When they look at that and it gives them something to hope on. And when they hope on something, it's easy for you to pretty much trick them, because now you can grab whatever you can out of their wallet by getting them to believe by paying you they can live the same lifestyle as you. And it's not true. That's why we see the guys on the red pill side go crazy with these scams, right? They promote the Lamborghinis, they promote the women, they promote all this stuff en masse because they understand how society is feeling right now. It's not good economically speaking, and the divide between people who are rich and people who are poor, it's ever growing as the people in the middle are being squeezed out. And it's not squeezed out economically, we're squeezed out politically, we're squeezed out just about everywhere. It's all nuance is gone. All right. There's none of that there. They're not even in money making and economics. You don't have that middle ground anymore. It's gone. And a lot of kids who are growing up right now, they're feeling it. Think about it. I graduated post 2008. I mean, people who went through the situation going on in 2008. I mean, think about that when the economic conditions were bad and people lost all of their life savings on these housing market scams, right? Again, think about how hard it is, and it made it even harder for kids growing up after that, right? Now, look at the generation afterwards. It's even way more worse than before. And you got these guys who are desperate to be rich. You got idiots on the internet who are selling us a dream that's not real. And it just all combines into this giant culture where people are ripe for being scammed by these guys, these people, these charlatans, these snake oil salesmen. I don't know what else to call it. That's the best way I can just try to like picture this. All right, maybe I didn't articulate it properly, okay, and maybe I'm not doing a good job of it, but that's the way I'm seeing it, especially just based on the experience I've had covering a bunch of these scammers. But let me know what you guys think, all right? Based on what you guys saw here with Elon Musk, do you think he scammed his audience and his fans? Put a 1 if you think, yeah, a lot of these empty promises, bro, are scams. Where's the money, Elon? Okay. Or put a 2 if you think, nah, Elon's a genius and he's going to definitely deliver. It may take 15 or 20 years, but he's definitely going to deliver. And I'm still waiting on my Tesla order. Okay. I'm going to get it. Don't worry. Let me know in the chat. Until then, go ahead and check out the rest of the video on Common Sense Skeptic's channel. All right. Again, Common Sense Skeptic doing the freaking Lord's work and making it happen, bro. Exposing scammers where they need to be exposed. And I'm glad that I was a part of just covering this nonsense, because I can't believe the shit was this deep. Like, that's crazy. But chat, that's all I got for you today. Let me know what you think in the chat, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Bye.